Screen. Yeah, so what are you seeing now on the screen? What are you seeing now on the screen?
Some Matlab starting page, Matrix
Yeah,
Laboratory.
no, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Are you seeing
3D
some interesting
images.
animations?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, these are some selective animations I have collected and just put it on the slide, just to inculcate some interest in this. It's all possible with MATLAB. You can do any animations or you can do any 3D modeling stuff, whatever. You have some softwares like CST, Pico, IE 3D Magus and all for designing your RF systems or your filters, whatever. In addition to that, you can enjoy this design or modeling the stuff using this coding technique as well, that is this MATLAB. Okay. The one you're seeing on the bottom left corner, it's zooming in and zooming out here. And this is radiation pattern of your lambda by 2, I mean your dipole antenna. And the one here you're seeing the vector field, and the curl in the field is changing all over. And this guy is walking all the way from one end to other end. And the trajectory, the pedestrian trajectory, you can see, okay, on the blue figure like this. And this quantity, whatever you're seeing, running out and running in, this fellow is your speech function. And you can analyze the stuff, the amplitude stuff and frequency components and all these things, and what frequency you have, what power. End of the day, you will come with this conclusion that only at significant low frequencies you have high energy compaction when compared to high frequencies. And those things we can investigate in detail in MATLAB. I don't ensure today we are going to to see all these things, but I'm just showing you the possibilities and to just give a vague idea or a vague impact on this MATLAB. And then you can see something like your see the something there's something, the waves are coming, it's blowing up and going down, something like this. And it is something like you can think like you have something like space-time blanket, and you have some field variations like that. Otherwise, whatever random functions you have or whatever error functions you have or minimum maximum functions you have, those functions we can analyze in 3 dimensions. Okay, so we can investigate. So we can I have a problem with this video system. If I turn on this video system is hanged with. So I don't know how far I can tune things up. So anyways, so that we are going to investigate now. Okay, we're going to investigate this. Let me see. Participants are down. Okay, let me use one more mic and just please tell me which mic is pretty audible, so that we will go ahead with that. If I use this second one, I cannot hear you anymore. So if you want to raise anything, you just have to text me on chat box. Yeah, this guy is on my lab. So let me put it. How is my voice now? Is my voice okay? When compared to the previous case, is my voice okay now? Is my voice okay, yeah? Yes or not? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. I think you're speaking out there. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. You're speaking out there, but I cannot hear you. I'm sorry. So anything you have, just text me on this chat box so that we will respond. Thank you. Now we will venture into this. Okay. What are you seeing now on the screen? Are you seeing any black space? Please confirm. Are you seeing any black page, black screen?
Yes, sir.
I cannot hear you. Please try to text me. Are you seeing black screen? Okay, fine. Thank you. Let's start with this MATLAB. So I have something. MATLAB. This is acronym for Matrix Laboratory. Acronym for Matrix Laboratory. Anyone? I think you have a bit experience in MATLAB, and it's, I think maybe it's abbreviation as well. So could you tell me what do you understand from the term Matrix Laboratory? So why the name so special? Why MathWorks? The developer of MATLAB is MathWorks. So those guys, they kept name something like Matrix Laboratory with something in their mind. There is some intention behind this. So could anyone can say this? I'm using now earphones. Okay, you can just tell me now. I just unplugged my mic. I can hear you now. Yes. Yes. Please feel free in sharing your answers. Anyone? My screen is looking dull. My screen is okay now. All right. So anyone, I have heard that one of the best sections in EC branch is 3A and 3B, but I'm seeing now no one is turning up from your end. You are very famous for response, so please feel responsible and give some response. Okay, please live up to expectations. Yes, now I know somebody will turn up. Anyone? What do you know about MATLAB?
So
Anything?
we can perform various operations of matrices
Okay. Why only matrices? Why MathWorks really bothered about matrices? Why
and
only?
other
Yeah.
functions. Like in DSP, we are learning about lots of other functions and other transformations.
Okay. See, MATLAB is not really subject specific. Here, this MATLAB guy, he is not really focused only on signal processing. It's, MATLAB is highly devoted for scientific and engineering applications. MATLAB is not quite a good general programming language, but it is domain-specific language, and it is extraordinary well for, this scientific and engineering applications. And you are an engineer. Tomorrow you may become a scientist or an R&D scholar. End of the day, you all definitely wind up with these three roles. Okay, so for you, MATLAB is highly or extensively required. So you will have to, especially all circuit branches, they should know this MATLAB. End of the day, for example, you have some stuff in C language, it demands some 100 lines of code to execute something. The same stuff you may execute in just a mere one line of code. A mere one line of code is sufficient sometimes. He can replace several hundreds lines of code in C or other languages. And that's the beauty. MATLAB is really rich in terms of built-in functions. Okay, MATLAB is really rich in terms of graphics. No other language, yeah, among many programming languages available today, no other language can give you that access to, you know, access for your MATLAB. I mean, the graphics or whatever. Especially MATLAB is really rich in terms of using highly technical mathematical computations. You have extensive computational techniques in MATLAB. And why MathWorks have chosen this name, Matrix Laboratory, there is a simple logic behind this. Okay, for example, say you are somewhere here. So what is this roughly? What is this here? What am I drawing now? Good, you're not. Again, I have to, excite you. Again, I should keep repeat this. You're so famous for response. Okay. So please give the response. Now, what are you seeing now on the screen? What am I drawing? Is it not like a small house here at least? Is it a house?
Yes.
Yes or not? Okay, I think you're responding. I don't know whether responding or not. But so this is a house of something. And say you have something like a laboratory. You have something like a laboratory. So where you perform some experiments. Okay. So I perform some experiments here, or I perform some operations, or blah, 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 whatever. Okay. So now I need some data. I need some data to perform experimentation, or I need some data to perform certain operations. Okay. I want to explore, or I want to analyze, or I want to put things statistically on screen or whatever. For that, I require some data. So where do I have data? And this guy is house of data. Okay. So this house of data is nothing but a matrix. All right. So matrix is just to store data. To process data, to experiment that data, first of all, I have to store that data. To store that data, the best quantity we have in mathematics from belongs to linear algebra department is Mr. Matrix. So I choose a matrix to store that data. Now I fetch data out of that matrix and I process that. I experiment that. Okay. And on computers, you are inclined to fetch only discrete amount of data or discrete data. For example, you see you have a continuous time signal, something like this. Okay. Can you store this continuous time signal here completely? In reality, what MATLAB does, whatever continuous stuff you give, MATLAB just sample this inside. Behind your programming, there will be one more program that you don't know that they have developed. That program will take your input. If the input is continuous, that program will sample that input. Okay, and he will process that sampled data, and whatever sample data it collected from this signal, that sample data this guy will store in a matrix. All right. And now why MATLAB is doing so, except God, no one can realize this continuous time functions in any programming language. You require some finite set of samples to process this to process information about this. I require only finite number of samples. Otherwise, if it's really infinity, if it is on continuous time domain, I have to start all the way. For example, t equal to 0, t equal to 0.000000001, t equal to 0.0000, so on to end of the day. What happens? Until completion of your lifetime, you keep on run like this. You will never reach this finite. Maybe it is some t is equal to some, say, 0 to some 10, but you cannot reach 10 just easily, just like that. So therefore, because it requires infinite memory to store all the information about like this. So therefore, what MATLAB does, it discretizes the data, then it processes the data. Okay, and you have some specific platforms like that. So therefore, you have to realize this. Matrix laboratory, matrix means it's a data holder. Yeah, and I want to process the data. So I'll process the data in some lab. You have to feel like that you're processing data in lab or experimenting it. So therefore, they came forward and gave a beautiful name, Matrix Laboratory. All right. So yeah, are we clear so far with the title? One must justify the title, whether or not we know the internal stuff. At least one must justify the title. Okay. So anyways, are we clear so far? Are we clear so far? You can speak out now. I just unplugged my mic. I can hear you. Are we clear so far here?
Yes, sir.
Fine, that's great. At least single response is enough for me to venture forward. That's great. So let me save it. If you want this stuff, I can send it for you. But I'm writing so random. Okay. So let me give a file name. M1. And you're seeing the file name here. I mean, the type of the file is .png. For Matlab, you will see the type is .m. Okay, I mean, the extension is .m, the file extension. Okay, let me go ahead with this. Okay, and the other beauty is Matlab, Matrix Laboratory, or Matlab is platform independent. Okay, so this guy is platform independent. Anyone, what is this platform independence here? The platform independence in this, at this context, the platform is perfectly an operating system. An operating system is not a physical stuff. It is a set of applications. It's again a software. Okay, so this platform is OS. For example, you see you have a computer. Okay, you have a computer. Drawing straight lines with this pen is quite a big task. I assume it's a computer. So Mr. One, this is computer one. So let me take another computer. So let me take another computer. And this guy is system two. Okay. So you have an application. For example, you have an application and you have developed this application in C language. Okay. See, Google relies completely on C language because C language is not that simple to hack. Okay. So therefore, Google guy, that Google fellow, he is dependent on C language, but C language is not really interactive. Now there is enough full stuff with C language in this case, because if you develop this application with C language, and you did this application, you have developed this application in this computer, okay, where the operating system of this computer is Windows. So I'm using Windows operating system. Okay, so when I develop this application in C on this operating system, now this guy, this C language, whatever you have, it will be having three types of files. One is source code, and the other is .obj. Okay, and the last one, which is dependent on platform, that is OS, is .exe, executable file. Okay, executable file. So how do you get this? So you have developed this code in source code. Okay, some code you have, some whatever blah blah program, whatever you have, that is the source code, and you have to, this is what in your language, in C language. Okay, now what you do is that you have to convert this code to a machine understandable language. Okay, so whatever C stuff I have to convert this to a code, and that, of course, and that is what .exe, and .exe is completely in the form of ones, zeros, whatever these things. This is low level language. Okay, whenever you see something like 1010 kind of stuff, it is low level language. And this guy now, and who does this task? Who does this task here? Who will convert source code? Who will convert source code to this machine level code or machine language stuff? And he is Mr. Compiler. So C is compiled based language. Yeah, compiler means what? You have set of instructions or statements. You take all the statements. Okay. For execution point of view, Mr. C cannot take each and every line. It collects all the lines. At once it will try to convert. Okay, and that's what compiled code. Interpreted code means each and every line will be executed or debugged, and he will make you aware of if you have any errors. And interpreted based languages are always highly interactive when compared to compiled based languages. And Mr. Matlab is perfectly an interpreted based language. It's highly interactive, so therefore it is somewhat slow when compared to C or CPP. Yeah, and otherwise Otherwise, nobody can outperform MATLAB in any case. That's true. So what I'm saying, you have compiler here, right? And this guy, this .exe is platform dependent. That means this .exe file can only work on this operating system. Now the same application you want to run in this computer where you're using Mac, Apple, okay, where you're using Mac operating system, gone, that's it. So end of the day, you will have to, yeah, you will have to weep, you will have to scratch your head. What to do? I don't know really now. Now what you do? So what could be the solution in this case? You have to scratch your head, yeah, until complete hair got removed or whatever from your scalp, you have to scratch, but things will never work. You can go to, for example, some other Linux .oet extension. In Mac, you have .dtz. You have .dtz in Mac. You have on Windows .exe. If you go to Linux, you have .out. So you have various operating systems on which you cannot run your application which is developed in C. That's the problem. So therefore, C is platform dependent. The sky is irritating you in all these cases. But Mr. MATLAB is not like that. Mr. Java is not like that. Mr. .NET is not like that. They are platform independent. And you can appreciate MATLAB in that case. So kudos to MathWorks. So they developed this MATLAB completely platform independent. You can run the same application in Mac OS, in Linux, Unix, whatever it is. Just go ahead and do the stuff, whatever you want to go with. Okay. That's fine. So that's it. You can appreciate this. This is done. Okay. You can appreciate one more aspect of MATLAB. See, one should know, one should have this basics. Otherwise, you cannot fall in love with particular subject. If you want to fall in love with a particular subject, it is not by force. Yeah, it must be within. So therefore, if you want that, you have to know A to Z of that stuff, so that you will definitely know in and around of that particular subject, and you will definitely do miracles. And that's the challenge as well. So please do in that way. When you're learning something, just give your energy, just give your sweat and blood to know the deep roots of it. And the confidence on your face will just flourish. You can't know what level of confidence you have, and only outsiders can tell you by just looking at your face, you are just like that, okay? So MATLAB, Mr. MATLAB is high-level language. Let me unplug my mic. Okay. Let me unplug my mic, and you please tell me. I just unplugged my mic again. Okay. So there is no electrical input. Could you please tell me? MATLAB is high-level language. What is this high-level language? What do you comment on this high-level language?
Updated.
Yeah, updated. Any other answer? I want some answer from 2 to 3 students at least now. MATLAB is a high-level language. Yes, anyone else, please?
User friendly.
Very good. User-friendly. Any other answer? Any other answer, please?
Easily understandable.
That's great. So I think almost both are same. Okay. Any other answer? I want some answer from girls. Why girls are not, opening their mouth? Yeah, the only patients on this planet Earth is an example of a girl. Okay. So you're listening to things with great patience. So you need to speak out. Okay. Then people will come to know, how strong you are. Please speak out. I want some girl to turn up now. What do you think about high-level language? What do you think about high-level language? Yeah, someone is showing great interest. Okay, I think no one. It's me. It's my name on first because I'm seeing from my screen. Let me pick someone and then, okay, I can promise you I have 10 more questions to ask you. This is my first question. You have only 9 more questions. Anyways, after this, we will directly go to our Matlab platform. I don't see anyone here. Okay, I just saw someone, Sri Lalita, number 56 from section A. Sri Lalita, number 56. Could you please unmute yourself? Could you please tell me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I think, okay. Thanks that you are at least in front of computer, even at 5:19 now. Okay, now time is just 5:19. But great. I'm thinking that you're elsewhere. Just you turned on your system in elsewhere, but okay, fine. Could you tell me, please, what do you think about high-level language?
Sir, this can be understandable easily, sir. So,
Okay, so
even
what do you think as low-level language? Your first generation languages are assembly languages, okay? Assembly level. And second generation is your C, Pascal, Fortran kind of stuff. They are approximately high level. C is not purely high level language, okay? If someone is saying C is purely high level language, it's up to their thoughts. But C is an approximately high level language. But what about Matlab? Matlab is purely high level language, like the beautiful Java developed by Sun Microsystems. You know what? High level language in simple words. In simple words, high level language is what you said. That's it. That means it's close to human language. In one line, that's whatever you said. It's close to human language. Okay, so it's just close to, not really much inclined, but it's very close to human language. So almost all MATLAB statements we just enjoy with this. So readily means if you want to see, for example, you see you have some linear convolution. You have learned something like linear convolution. So in no time you would say, using linear convolution, we can find response of any arbitrary input of an LTI system. But before that, that is just elementary way of assuming. But before that, you have to assume that in signal processing, you have a couple of decompositions. One is impulse decomposition. The other is sinusoidal decomposition. Okay. If you're using Fourier techniques, you just incline with sign decomposition. If you want to analyze each and every sample of an input, if you want to process each and every input, see now, whatever signal I have, I just take it in a matrix. I collect all the samples of the signal. I process it with my system. Okay, I just process like that. And the beauty of this is that you have an option when you're decomposing your function into impulses. You have an option to exercise each and every sample or each and every impulse like this, and you get corresponding output for this, and so on. As it is linearity, end of the day you can sum up all these things. It's time invariant. You just give some shifting here, it becomes something like this. So therefore you have all the stuff. And again, the beauty is it is simply a system. You can show it as a signal, and this is true only for an LTI system. Nowhere it is true. It is true only for LTI system. That's the beauty. So all the facts, MathWorks just gave with CONV. That's it. They just used a built-in function CONV, and this CONV will imbibe all these facts in this. Okay, and that's a backend code, and you just it's a function, and you have some arguments like this. Okay, this is my parenthesis, and you have some arguments here. I can give my first vector of elements. I have second vector. Now you will get, and what you say, you have length L, you have length M. So you get L plus M minus 1 number of samples, and that's it. If it takes C, approximately it will take some 25 lines of code to 30. So 25 to 30 in just one line you're doing in MATLAB. That's it. That is just a simple aspect of MATLAB. But now we will try to venture into this, what you call Matlab platform. Okay. So you're seeing, so what you're seeing here now. Okay. So I have something here. Okay. I have something now. Okay. So clear command window, you know very well, just cleared it. Can you see the font? Can you see the font? Can you see the font, please?
Yes.
Can you see the font, or you want a font size to be bigger? Can you see the font or not here? What's making you not to respond? Let me make the font a bigger one. And let me remove this. Let me bold it. Let me increase size to say some 18. Okay. Sorry. Just a minute. 1 second, please. Let me increase this. I'm unable to see on zoom in window. A quick brown, and let me use bold. And it is okay. Now, okay. Sorry. Okay. So can you see font clearly now? Now is font okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. So let's go ahead with that. So let's get set go. Let's make our journey. And if you have any stuff, whatever doubts you have, you can just raise. Not a problem. Okay. So you can see some what I'm doing now. Sorry. Okay. So again, let me go to this. You have just 4 windows. Okay. This is what the left side you're seeing a current folder. Okay. This is current folder in which you have list of all the files, whatever you have performed earlier, whatever you have saved earlier. You can see the list of here. And the one you have here is editor window. Okay, that means you can modify the code once you enter. For example, I enter something here. Okay, some x is equal to 2 and some y is equal to 3. Okay, I just give a pressed enter key here. I want to modify this y is equal to 3. I can't go back and keep on press this backspace. I can't really. I want to make y is equal to 4. I can't do this now really. I can't do that because once you enter, that's it. Okay, Matlab will take that as granted and he will leave you off. So therefore, if I do the same thing on editor window, so you can go back, you can edit, you can modify whatever. That's the meaning of editor window. Okay, I can open my editor window just like this, like EDIT. So I have an editor window, I can open like that. And Matlab is really good. So if I enter like date time, so you would see now something today 9th November. Now it is 5:27:59 seconds. Okay, so the time you can see like this, whatever you have many things to see. And also if you want to see the version, so I can type version. So I'm using grandfather days of version, say 2015B. Okay, see every year Matlab will release 2 versions, A, B. Okay, I'm using 2015B. Now you have 2019B as well. So if you have that, you can access to almost all toolboxes. Matlab is if you think I mean, of course, Matlab is interpreted based language, and Matlab is a little bit slow when compared to, for example, say C or CPP, just because of one reason. You know what? Because of more number of toolboxes. Yeah, signal processing toolbox, bioinformatics toolbox, symbolic toolbox, mathematics toolbox, RF toolbox, that box, this box, whatever box it is. So you have many toolboxes, and they have devoted for each and every subject just by title. And if you go to that particular, for example, if I go to signal processing toolbox, I can see the operations of the list of all built-in functions and their examples, demos, whatever in signal processing. I'll show it. Okay, don't worry. So if I go to communication toolbox, I will see the stuff belongs to communication. If I go to symbolic math toolbox, I can see the beauty of all mathematical operations, including differentiation and integration or vector calculus or any linear algebra, whatever stuff you want, you can see. So this guy has devoted various toolboxes for various departments. Departments means, say, subjects, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, so on. You have today, you have machine learning toolbox, you have antenna toolbox, you have many toolboxes in this Matlab. So because of this, what happens, anyone? Because of this, it requires more RAM. Lots of RAM is required for this, and that's the reason. See, this is the only reason we can say Matlab is somewhat slow when compared to CCVP. If someone is saying in if conditions or for loops, while loops, because of this you are late, no. Okay, so that's not true by its nature. The truth is this guy is collecting more number of toolboxes, and that's eating this RAM time and all these things. So therefore it is somewhat slow, but end of the day the performance it shows is really phenomenal. You will enjoy everything. For example, you see, you want to plot, for example, a sine wave. Okay, so this, that not required. I have some inbuilt function, easy to plot. So easy to plot, I give in single quotes. See, easy to plot will take an expression as a string. So whenever you have a string, you always give it in single quotes. This is according to old style. If you're using this new style, you can give in double quotes, because from 2017 MathWorks updated string from single quote to double quote. You can enjoy both double quotes as well, because somebody don't accept single quotes and they can't segregate between chars and strings. Therefore now for strings you have double quotes, but I'm using 2015b version, so I have to go with single quotes. So easy plot, I don't know what is x, whatever it is, by default I have this sin x. Now you would see the beauty. Are you able to see the figure window?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see the figure window here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is very simple. Can I plot easy plot like this? Okay. Let me plot some easy. If you want previous statements, whatever you have entered on command window, just press up arrow on your keyboard. Okay. So I have pressed up arrow. Let me modify this to 10. So now you would see a tan plot. Okay. So this is what tan plot. By default, it's taking from minus say 2 pi to plus 2 pi. It's plotting that. Also, you can change the range. You can also change the range on this. So like this, you have, for example, say, okay, easy plot. So easy plot. I want to just try to see 1 over x. Yeah, 1 over x is a decrementing function. So you would see a monotonical decrement in this case. In this case, it would be monotonical increment, or whatever you have a function like this. Okay. So end of the day, you can enjoy, a stuff so directly like this. So this is a simple case. And now if you want to know about this, you can just use help command. So help easy plot. You will have completely about this easy plot. What easy plot does? See, easy to use function plotter. And you have go to various lines about this easy plot. Yeah. So I hope you have some comment on this, how to use help and all. So anyways, anyways, we have to say further. So therefore, I'm not letting you to go to help and see, because you can go. If you have screens, you just type help, whatever command you have, just use it. You will get this. Okay. So that's not a deal. Clear command window. Okay, let me ask you. See, everyone, when I was in my BTech, I was not really knowing about MATLAB properly. When I had been to MTech, in MTech, I knew a little bit about MATLAB, but you are so great, even in BTech itself. So that's the specialty with you students. Okay, so I may not match with your mindsets, with your intelligence, maybe. Okay, so what I want to say, where did I stop? Where did I stop, man? Okay, I forget. Okay, this is the problem, my brain cells are not executing properly. I incline to forget. So now, for example, there are some functions, say help elementary functions. Help EL fun. If I just use help EL fun, you get all elementary functions, list of all elementary functions. You have trigonometric functions, you have exponential logarithmic functions, you have this rounding and remainder functions. Okay, now you see, now what I'm seeing here, see, I'm seeing trigonometric functions, sine, sine D, sine H. You know, the sine is, see, by default in MATLAB, sine, cos, tan, whatever you see trigonometric functions, they are just by default in radians. Okay, if you want things in degrees, you have sine D. You have to associate D next to sine, and this is what given to you, sine of augment in degrees, and this is sine hyperbolic, and this is what arc sine. A means arc, that is inverse. Okay, A sine means inverse sine. So arc sine, or sine inverse in degrees, sine inverse in hyperbola, cos D, whatever. You have all this, all the stuff. Okay, so cosecant means CSC, secant means SCC, or secant you call cotangent. Okay, COT, so that's it, hypotenuse, whatever it is. Now you see exponential, you have EXP. For example, in MATLAB, there are certain constants, pi, infinity, INF, not a number, NaN. Okay, capital N, small a, again block N. So there is nothing, for example, imaginary number means I or J by default. But if you go to exponential, there is nothing like E. You have to have EXP. Okay, EXP. And now the one very important stuff you should know is, that is in MATLAB, for example, if you want to perform, if you want to expand or compress something, we use this log, anti-logs kind of stuff in mathematics. So you have log, right? Log of something, say X. If you want to perform this log of something in X, now what do I do? In MATLAB, I should take like this, log this. Okay. Now, for example, I have log base EX. Okay. Log base EX is what? Ln of X. Okay. This is in real mathematics. You have this. Now in MATLAB, this is log X. So please try to segregate the difference between these two. So in MATLAB, whenever you see log X, that is base E or ln X. So in MATLAB, whenever you see log 10x, that means you're seeing this base 10. Okay, you're seeing like this log base 10. So therefore, we will experience this. This is a very important box we have. Everybody struggles in this. For example, you see, I have log of 2. When I say log of 2, so I got 0.69331. Okay. Now I say log 10 of 2. You have 0.3010. So log 10 of 2 means log base 10 2. Okay, and log 2 means just log base 6. This is a very, very important difference you have to identify while working out with your programs, and that's very important. So now, and also the MATLAB names. For example, can I give a variable? See, how do you store something? Generally, how do you store something? So what do you require to store something? Anyone? How do you store something? What do you require? Anyone, please? Anyone? I just
memory.
Yeah. How do you means what do you require to store something in general?
Assigning value to the variable.
That's great. So fine. So now you understood that. You know that, not understood, you already know. You're so great. So you know that a variable is required to store something. When you're assigning something, you really mean to store it. Okay. So therefore, for example, I say, and also variable names must be always mnemonics. Variable names must be an identifier or must be a mnemonic. But I just don't want to go into so many technical details. So variable names must be, let me tell you, variable name must be a mnemonic. What is the meaning of mnemonic? The meaning of mnemonic is that user understandable name. Okay, for example, you see, I want to plot, I want to compute this. Okay, for example, I have a circle, and I would like to compute its area. And I know some radius of this circle. Okay, so for example, R is equal to say 3 units, okay, or 3 centimeter or meter, whatever it is. So if I give something x equal to 3, tell me who will understand here x equal to 3? Yeah, with my knowledge, I really don't know. I'm very weak in understanding things. So really, I don't understand what is Mr. X equal to 3. But now, just take your time and write like this: radius equal to 3. This is very clear, right? And this guy is nothing but a mnemonic. This radius. So you have to always you have to give. See, if you go to a top programmer variable names you see. His variable names will be so long, according to his convenience he will use. Okay, so please don't give something like x equal to 3 or y is equal to 2, z is equal to 1 or -1. So that stuff won't really work out. Okay, to be a good programmer, you start from the variable stuff itself. Okay, so you have to have variable names must follow mnemonic. Okay, so that's the meaning of mnemonic. So that's all. So that is gone. Okay, so for example, my num equal to say 6. If I don't suppress this, guy, my num equal to 6, Matlab command window will just display like this: my num equal to 6. Okay, now assignment operator, for example, if I have like this, 6 is equal to my num, then what happens? Unplugged again, please speak out. Huh? What happens now? Is it correct in Matlab or any other programming language you take?
No.
What happens here? Now you have to accept one of the beautiful learning environment, that is Mr. Bug error. Okay. Now you have 6 is equal to my num. You can't do this. See, whenever you see some red statements, don't run away like me. I used to run away whenever I see errors. This is not my, my case. I cannot solve this. So I always used to love these black fonts and blue fonts. Okay, red fonts means I was very much afraid that time. I was unable to really deal with these things. So please don't think like me. Think like you, like beyond. And whenever you have this red font, please accept it. Okay, please, you observe every nuance of that error and try to debug it. Try to understand that what's going on with that, and you just come out with good answer. Okay, so now I can't do this. Okay, the expression to the left of the equal sign is not a valid target. The meaning is variable name cannot start with a number. Okay, for example, you see, I give something is equal to 9. It's not correct. For example, see, I give something 9. It is okay. Variable name should always start with a character. Okay, if you put anything in single quote, a digit or a character or a blank space or a tab, whatever, all becomes characters only. Okay, if you remove that single quote, you have individual characters and again followed by digits, whatever control characters, whatever that is. Okay, so this is again a very important stuff. Now, anyone, what is the maximum length of a variable? See, to maintain readability, to vote a variable name should follow a mnemonic. I want to keep on give something, okay, as a variable name. So how long I can give some variable name? Anyone? How long? How many characters, or how many,
32.
Yeah,
32, I guess, sir.
32 you guess, but thank you, at least you guessed something. So but the answer is 32 plus 32, how much here? 64 minus 1, 63. So therefore, if I type name length max, if I type the inbuilt command, inbuilt function, inbuilt command like name length max, the maximum length of the variable name, it will display just like that. That means I cannot give more than 63. If you try attempting to give more than 63, Matlab will display only 63 elements. Okay. For example, see, let me put something. Let me give some special characters. Okay. Okay. Let me give. I give something is equal to 6. Now I'll see what I'll get now. The undefined functional variable. See why? Anyone? Now, if I take this guy, if I take this fellow, Okay, let me take this. Oh, first of all, it's undefined variable. Okay, so let me give something. Let me keep on give something is equal to 7. I try attempting to give like this. Okay, it is 7. You see now what happens. You gave such a big sequence. You gave such a big sequence. I mean, as a string, as a variable name. But just read here. It will be truncated, exceeds the MATLAB maximum name length of 63 characters. Whatever you have entered is 63 characters. So therefore, MATLAB just made this into this number. Now I will find the length of this. Okay, so length of this. To find length of your vector or whatever, just use this. Now you will get 63, right? What happened? Okay, I just typed like this. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of answer equal to 1? I forgot something to give there. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of answer equal to 1?
Space.
No. MATLAB stored value 1 in Workspace for this set of characters you have. What is the meaning of that in MATLAB? You have something like logical true, logical false, relational expressions, relative expressions, whatever. But I want to know what is the meaning of this. Anyone? So what I can modify here to find the length of this?
Code, sir.
Yeah. So let me try giving this in quotes and I'll see. Okay, fine. So LENGTH. Okay, so Control V and Control Z. I gave in single quote. Now shall we get 63? Yes, you have 63. Length of, you give something a garbage variable name, that all garbage name already MATLAB accepted. MATLAB already accepted that and he is assigning logical 1. Yes, it is there, man. It is there, dear user. Don't worry. Answer equal to 1 is the meaning of that. It's there already, don't worry. But if you give in single quotes, that becomes a string. Now in string, it will count each and every character. Each and every character will be at certain index or its own index. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that is very important. Okay, for example, you see I want to find the index. Okay, let me give like this. Let me come to this. Let me give x equal to, okay, I want to find index what. Okay, I want to find this. Can I give this way? Index what equal to 63. And can I find this? If I want to find the index of this, if I type say 3, now what do I get? Anyone? What do I get if I type index of, where is my mic? Okay. Yes, I must get, anyone? What is the meaning of that? Index what of 3? What happened there? Index exceeds matrix dimensions. Means what happened there? Anyone? If you're taking something as a vector, you have to give it in square brackets. Okay, if you give something in square brackets, then you can find its index, because now it's a vector. So you can identify each and every element of that vector, yeah, by its own index. So now I can take index what of 3, or if I take index what of 3, I'll get f. Shall we try once? Okay, see, please always try to learn MATLAB or whatever programming language from the errors. Okay, index exceeds matrix dimensions. I don't know, because index what, it will take something as 1. You're giving us index what of 3. Sorry. So therefore, MATLAB is saying index dimensions got, beyond. Okay. So now I take something like x. Anyone? Did you get the answer, please? I give it in single quotes. Can I give a vector like this here? Yeah. Now I see what is Mr. X. Yeah. X is this. Can I find now x of 1. Now what happened here? What happened here? You gave this guy, where is this guy? See, you gave x is equal to this. You gave this complete string in square brackets. That means now x is a vector. X is a vector. So now if I take x of 1, I got, see, in Matlab is unit indexing programming language. Okay, this is the uniqueness of this. You know, the beauty of unit indexing is that you can really use it very quickly for vectors and matrices. So I need not worry with, because dimensions for matrix always start from 1 by something like that. So therefore I don't go for 0. For example, in signal systems or signal processing, you always take this way. For example, you see, okay, I'll come to that, but what's happening here is that now x is a vector. Now x of 1 means it is taking this guy, this k. Okay, that is first one. Okay, for example, where is d now? Okay, I'll take something like, say, okay, I want, for example, x of, say, 4. Now what do I get? I got yes, because see, k, j, f, s. S is standing here. So s is standing here. The first time s is standing here, of course you have s elsewhere as well, but the first time s is standing here because, you know, at the 4th index you have a letter s, so it has to display that yes. Whether first, last, middle, what doesn't matter, whatever I have. So now I go for x of 63. X of 63. Now I have again yes, because the last one is again yes in this. The last one is again yes. So therefore you can access index of a vector like that, because Matlab will take everything in the form of index. Okay, that's the meaning. Now, for example, sine of, say, 45. If I say sine of 45, I have some value 0.8509. Now I don't have anything next to sine, so therefore you have 0.8509 in radians. So that is sine 45 in radians you have. If I take in degrees, sine d, okay, sine d 45, you have 0.7071, because I know sine 45 is 1 over root 2, so that is this. Okay, so that's the meaning, whatever. Now the most important thing is that I want to know what variables I have used so far. I just use who. Who are those variables? I have some list of variables here. Okay, I made a big font here, so maybe that's the problem. You're unable to see all the things. Okay, I use these variables. Let me clear all the stuff. Okay. So now let me clear all. I just want to see. Now you're seeing workspace here, right? So workspace will take all the data, whatever I'm entering. For example, you see x is equal to 3. X equal to 3, enter key. Now what happened here? X equal to 3, enter key. What happened here? You just go to workspace. You can double click on this. Now you're seeing some grid over here. Yeah. And in that, the very first element is Mr. 3. You have 3 in this. Okay. So what's happening here is that now just a minute. Let me take this fellow here. Let me take this fellow here. Let me take this. I'm playing with my window. Okay. So x equal to 3. I have like that. Now say, let me give y is equal to 2. I'll give semicolon. So Matlab don't print on the command window, but stuff you can find in workspace. See, I have in workspace this y is equal to 2. So workspace will take everything, whatever you give. So now x equal to 3, y is equal to 2. Now z is equal to, say, x plus y. So I get now what? Z equal to 5. So now again, z is this, that equal to 5. I can find a workspace. Okay, so can I give something here? If let me take m is equal to, say, a. Now m is equal to a. Now m is equal to a is again there in workspace. I have to give in single quotes all the characters, whatever I have defined like this. Now if I want to see what who are the variables we have, just enter. I have so far I have variables m, x, y, z. Okay, If you want to see the details of that variable, whose, WHOS, size, I'll get now. Now, what do you understand from this? Now, what do you understand from, see, accept, care, whatever, you always see only one type double. See, if you go to C language, for example, you want to assign some value to your variable X. Okay, now what do you do in C language? In C language, you often do this. We will take break after 10 minutes, don't worry. So we will accelerate a bit so that we can cover great deals. Okay. Yeah. So what you have now, Mr. int, I want to give 2 to your variable, you take index equal to 2. Okay, or you have something like float, say some y is equal to some 3.14. Okay, but when you come to, that means if you really do a mistake here, it's a mistake, maybe a runtime or syntactical, whatever, instead of giving float, you could have, suppose you give something like int, gone. Yeah, if I don't know really about data types and all, I'm gone. But in the beauty of MATLAB is that you give some garbage. You give some garbage to a variable. Whatever garbage you give, MATLAB just smiles. He give a smile. He's not smiling. Okay, assume he's smiling. Okay, this guy is not smiling. So anyways, MATLAB will take that garbage, and that guy will definitely assign one data type or one class. One class you have, you can say data type or class. Okay, so float could be a class, double is a class in this case. So every variable by default MATLAB will take the type as or the class as double. Yeah, what is the meaning of double here? Double and single you have. What is the meaning of double? Double and Mr. Single. Yeah, double means, for example, I have some number 2. Okay, after this decimal point, yeah, I can take 15 digits here. Yeah, so precision is double. If I take a single, for example, the same thing, after this decimal point, I have just 7 digits. So this guy is more accurate than single. So MATLAB is ensuring you, dear user, don't worry, your data is very well maintained in my database. So don't worry, I am declaring your variable or class, variable under double class or double data type. So you can happily, you can be safe now. This is, if you really struggled with the data types and all, definitely you will give a sigh of relief, like, oof. So this is a great thing. So in MATLAB, you have this. So therefore, you go ahead with this. You just appreciate this as well. So now you have a variable X of size 1 by 1. What's the meaning of this size 1 by 1? So when you're saying size as 1 by 1, MATLAB is saying that Mr. X, the whatever content you give it for X, he is in a matrix or he is in an array. Yeah, so 1 by 1, because, so what's the difference between these things? Because every time in MATLAB, we keep access these things. That is, let me give some M6. It's there. Let me give some M7. It's not there. I like black, yeah, because I'm approximately dark, so I like black. Olden days, Guruji used to teach on blackboard. Why? So that you can focus more. Yeah, it's not that they don't have technology. You can focus more. So white looks beautiful if there is black in the background. Okay. So gu means chekati, ru means velugu. So gu means black, ru means white. So I'm writing ru against gu. Okay. So that's the logic. So what I'm saying here, let me go back. Yeah. See, I have something like this. Anyone in class, what do you find? You often find this vector, scalar, and obviously find something like matrix. And also you find something like array. Anyone? I want some differences. Scalar, anyone can tell me? Okay, anyone? Even I know what is scalar. Okay, I know at least what is scalar. Could you tell me the difference among these three quantities? If you don't understand this, you can't again experience this, appreciate this MATLAB, because when you're working with image processing, you will deal things in terms of arrays. You say everything in the form of arrays. Okay, if you're working with electromagnetic kind of stuff, again you say you have something like array. Other than these two or some areas, always you just talk in terms of vectors and matrices. So what do you think as a vector now? Yeah, for example, matrix is a two-dimensional quantity. Okay, a vector is one-dimensional quantity. Array is what? Any quantity, one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, four-dimensional, so on. Yes or not? So we can say something like this. Let me take this guy. So I have this fellow and I have this fellow here. So I can say something like this. So this guy is Mr. Matrix and this fellow is Mr. Array. Okay, so we can say matrix is a subset of array generally. Okay, so obviously this guy is a vector is standing somewhere here. So vector is again a subset of array. Okay, so MATLAB is array programming language, or MATLAB is matrix programming language. So you can see the size over here. So that size is this. So whenever you're seeing one by one, something like this, that's a size, row by column. Okay, for a matrix, you have two-dimensional stuff. So therefore you say always row by column. You can take it as array otherwise. One dimension is also array, 2D, 3D, 4D also array. One dimensional is a vector. Can you say vector is a matrix? Yeah, matrix need not be a vector, but vector can be a matrix. Okay, so anyways, that's the meaning of this. Now see, I have x, y, z. I give something whatever. Okay, let me give something else like mmm is equal to say 4 point something. So now I'll see who's. Okay, now I have this guy is also double. So to store that data, he is taking 8 bytes. So attributes is not required for you now. So this is the meaning of this. Now, for example, I want to clear a particular variable. So clear mmm. Okay. Now I type mmm. Now he is undefined function of variable. Yeah, undefined function of variable you have. So I have cleared from this. Now in Workspace, you cannot find M. Okay. So you can clear a particular variable. If I want to clear two variables, you can give clear mmm, comma, some x or y, whatever you want, you can give. If you just give clear only, it clears all variables, or clear space, or it clears all the variables. All right. So now, what happens is that now I will see who are there in my variables list. See, I don't have whatever. Are you getting this? Okay. Now, now what? Now you have lots of stuff to go beyond. Let's make our stuff a bit simple now. Now let me check with this. I know sign is my built-in function. Okay. Before sign, for example, I know I can start variable name with a text. So I just go for equal to 3. Can I give like this in MATLAB here? Unplugged again. Please tell me. For equal to 3, is it a proper variable name? Is for a proper variable name? Is for a proper variable name. I will give you a hint here. The variable name is in a great black color, and this for the variable name is in in this case tedious color. What do you think now? Can I give like that? Can I give like that? Yes or no? Please speak out. Can I give variable name as for? Huh? Yes or no here? Yes or no? Yes or no, please.
No.
Why? So what do you get now? Because for is intended to do certain task. Already MathWorks decided for dear user, please don't irritate me. I devoted for only to for this purpose. Okay, if you have some conditions, if you have some known statements or whatever, So please do something under for. Please don't use for as variable name. Now it will pop up with an error like this. It's not a valid target again. He cannot be a variable now. So can I give if? I cannot. Can I give some what do you say while? While is a dangerous loop, please. For loop, while loop. Whom do you vote? I definitely vote for loop because while is so dangerous, because I keep forgetting things. If I really forget, for example, say break command somewhere gone, I keep on run until I reach some 70 or 80 years, okay, in age. So I don't know when to break, I'm gone. So while is equal to 9, gone. Now, how do I know I can take certain variables? Okay, for that, we have to use is keyword. Just use is keyword. I will get, Matlab will tell you, dear user, please don't use these as variable names. Break, command, case, catch, class def, continue, else, if, end, for, function, global, blah, 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 while. While is there. Mr. For is there. If is there, everyone is there. All control statements are there in this. So therefore, I cannot use those things as variable names. Now, there is one thing to appreciate and one thing I would like to caution you. That is, for example, I know a sine of, for example, 45 is this. This is in radians. So I know sine d of 45 is in degrees 0.7071. Now you please tell me, can I give built-in functions as variable names? Can I give built-in functions as variable names? My sine d, all are built-in functions. If you want to check about that, just type help space el fun elementary functions. So you will get the list of all trigonometric, exponential, whatever you call, logarithmic, remainder and rounding functions, all the stuff you will get. So I'm just seeing on to this okay, command window now. Okay, anyways, anyone, can you give a sine d or sine something like that, a built-in function as a variable name? Yes or not? Yeah, did you ever try that? Yes, you can give. Okay, for example, you see sine, I have something like 78. I want to store this. Okay, let me give it to this sine d. See, sine d is appearing now black. I can give it. So sine d is 78. Now I will see who are there as variables. I have answer is by default. If you're not giving something to a variable, by default Matlab will pop up with this default variable name ans m sine d x y. See, now sine d is my built-in function of this fellow became a variable. Now I will do this sine d 45. You're expecting you will get that 0.7071, but now you will have to accept red fonts. That is, what is that? Index exceeds matrix dimensions. You know what is the meaning of that is that you have used already sine d as a variable name. Now you want to again make use of sine d as built-in function. And who will give access here if you do like that? So Matlab is warning us. Matlab is mocking us. He's trolling us like that. You can't do that in that case. So therefore, what I do now is that, so I know, let me again see who I have sine d. Let me clear sine d from this. Now I'll check who are there. I don't have sine d. Now I will use sine d. Now 45. I'll appreciate now you get 0.7071. Okay, so you have that flexibility but you must be under caution in using and removing all the stuff, whatever it is. So sine d is this. And again, what do we do? After 5 minutes, we will take a small gap, 5 minutes gap we'll take, and again we will start things with. Just give me 5 minutes, I will give a break now. Okay. So that's it. This is all about variables, or you can do something with variables, something like this, sine d or sine whatever. So things are okay, pretty. So I think you have some idea. So so there is something called format. So by default, Matlab chooses compact. So format say loose. Okay, format loose I gave. So for example, let me give something x equal to 3. Now what do you see here? You have all unnecessary blank space here. You see, there is a blank space in between x and 3. That is what by default MATLAB is following. Why? Just to make output neatly appear on the screen. That's the only intention, nothing else. Because in MATLAB, you know what, like C or CPP, MATLAB doesn't care about space and all. You're giving some space. Yeah, for example, you see y is equal to, I'm giving something here. Any problem? Nothing here. No problem. Y is equal to 8. MATLAB don't care this space. Other programming languages, there are certain programming languages, for example, .NET will definitely care this. Yeah, Hadoop will definitely care this, and R will definitely care this. So there are some languages they care about the spaces. Okay, they feel that it's a big time waste in taking all the stuff here. So I want to make format now. Anyone? How can I make format tight? Do I have any command like format tight? I want to make something tight. Can I give tight? Yeah, format tight. There is no such command called tight. Anyone? Anyone, please? Can I give compact? Can give compact. Okay. So now I take y is equal to 8. I'll see. Now what you see now, there is no gap here. Okay, so there is no gap between y equal to and this 8. But of course you have some trailing blank spaces that we can remove. We'll understand that in string manipulations. Okay, so whatever it is. So also you have format long. So format long pi. So pi c here, just count this. Just count that. So let me find the length of this. Okay, length of that I find in single quotes. So I got 15. After decimal point, if you have 15 digits, of course that is of double type, and you have this format long MATLAB can show up to this. Okay, and for example, I want to make format anyone loose or what? Format short. So loose or compact is for space adjustment, short and long. See, by default, MATLAB shows everything. For example, see, for example, if I type pi, now what do I get? I have this, okay? Now format, say, now what should I type? What should I type here? For example, format short. Now I just type pi. So I got only 4 digits of a decimal point, 3.1416. So therefore, format short, format long, whichever you want to use. So you can use like that. Okay. So this is enough about variables. Again, you have global variables, local variables, persistent variables, and that you'll understand when we deal with functions. So we will take a quick 5 minutes break, and again we will reassemble. So post break, post this 5 minutes break, we will just try to address other details of MATLAB. This is all simple details of MATLAB we observed for now, and now we will try to go to the actual MATLAB. So you can trust me, post break you can find interest, and you will learn interesting things in MATLAB. Okay, the concepts of whatever you have, you will learn things in in MATLAB. Okay, that's it. So that's it for now. So now the time is 6:13, expecting at 6:18. Okay, thank you. So thank you means please don't shut off, and just it's a short break. Okay, fine. Just take a small break and let me turn off my video. Let me turn off my audio as well. Okay, back. We will start again. So everybody, I hope you are there, at least in close proximity to your computers or systems, whatever. So we'll start. I'll start again. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So before, everybody is famous. Everybody, even I don't know anything about MATLAB. Even I was pretty good in this. You know what is that? I was pretty good in this. I know zero about this, but I'm very confident in this. You know what is this one? Everybody, everybody say what you start with. Okay, CLC. Yeah, clear all, and close all. What is this? Anyone? 1 minute time and tell this. I just unmuted my, sorry, I just unplugged my mic. Now please speak out. 1 minute, please don't take time. So what is CLC?
Clear command
Okay,
Commands.
clear all.
to clear the variables in workspace.
Okay, what is close all? Yeah, but yeah, you can trust me. I only knew these things. Okay, in my BTech, I knew only these three statements: CLC, clear all, close all. Rest of all, I don't know what is what. I just knew. Even I saw in our university, I saw most of the students are very strong in these three lines of code, and we keep giving these 3 lines of code just like that. But you know, there is a bug involved in this. If you want to see the performance of the stuff, then I have to, this is not always required. Okay, this you have to think of. I have to think. Okay, I have to think sometimes. Do I really require this clear all always? So MATLAB performance issue maybe. Okay, so this is down, maybe down. So whenever not required, just don't go for it. Required means you take. So close all means you have to, if you have some figure windows popped out, some figure windows, Mr. Figure windows. So close all means all windows will go to trash, garbage, be closed. And again, there is a big bug in programming. I'm just highlighting a few bugs and all, so that you will not do this when you become a MATLAB programmer in near future after your BTech or maybe after PG or whatever it is. So there is something called CLF. Okay, there is something called CLF. So somebody, what they do, you know, instead of giving close all, they give the CLF. This is a bug. Yeah, some programmers, they keep arguing I can give CLF, but I don't know why they are not going into the details. The stuff is that CLF, the CLF is clear figure. Close figure, clear figure is different. For example, I have a beautiful gorgeous sine function on this. If I clear this, if I give CLF, now I don't see any sine function here, but I still see the layout of the figure. Yeah, this is CLF meaning. But if I give close all, then I don't see this as well. The complete stuff will go to trash or garbage. Are you able to visualize this? Are able to understand this stuff? This is very, very important. So people keep saying CLF I can use in place of closure. We'll try now. We will see this with this stuff as well. You can't do this. See, tomorrow, whenever you want to do some publication, or if you're giving some articles and all, you have to show your experimentation data so clearly. You have to customize that plot. You have to customize the figure window, whatever. And to customize certain stuff like that, you have to invite Mr. Handle. You have to go to things with Mr. Handle. Always have to use handles. So certain programmers says that, what's the need of handles, man? No, but you please learn things in handles. If you investigate things in the form of handles, you can definitely explore all the properties of that particular object in great details, and therefore you need not by heart or muck up things. End of the day, syntactical errors are not a big deal. Runtime errors and other parse errors, they are dangerous always. Okay, MATLAB is an interpreted language. Each and every statement will execute one after the other, and if there is any error, MATLAB will just pops out like, yeah, you have this error and all. But whatever it is, but you have to give importance for the former case that we have discussed a moment ago. Okay, so please mind, close all means all figure windows must be closed, not even a single. It will keep. CLF means it clears only that content, the beauty or the gorgeous sign or tan or whatever behavior it is, but the outer lay, the layout will be as it is. Yeah, so in that case you are not closing anything. That's the mind intention. Okay, so please don't go for this crisscross talks and all these things. And if you're feeling bored, I would do you know MATLAB is rich in sounds also? Okay, you just tell me whether you're able to hear something. I unplugged my mic, no electrical input to my, so I'm just giving my acoustics as input. Now I will load something. Okay, load gong. Huh? So let me give sound Y. I would see what, you just tell me whether you're hearing something or not. It's busy. MATLAB is, did you hear something? Did you hear something or not here? Yes or not?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
If you want, if you would like to see how, what is that wave? Okay, what is that wave? You have to appreciate the beauty of signals processing. Mr. Y, plot Y, I have to see, I have damped oscillations. You know what you're seeing here is that all the values of that sound at each and every instant, the amplitudes, and they always lie in between 1 and -1, always. Okay, so you have that kind of normalization. See, you have to normalize stuff. Why do you normalize stuff? I have to normalize my stuff, without which things will become awkward. For example, you have something like 90. If I have some maximum value 100, now what do you show? I can show it 0.9. Normalize it, the maximum value. So always try to be within 0 to 1. So now this becomes beauty, and you would feel that you are confined to some window like this, and you enjoy that. Okay, so therefore normalize that. So with that intention, whatever it is, so you have this normalization idea. But of course, you have also negative ones as well. So the plot, the all amplitude values at each and every instant, you have like this. Now this sound is not really good to our ears. Let's go to some other sound. Okay. So do you want to hear snippet of Hallelujah Chorus? Yeah, snippet of Hallelujah Chorus. But before that, just go for train. Okay, just go for train. You can appreciate beauty. Yeah, you're hearing train. Train is blowing horn. It's with squeezing brakes. And plot Y. Now I see the plot, the beauty of the plot, like this. It's all Y. See, you got some sound, and over a certain period of time, you have this low amplitudes because you have a stop over there, and then you have like this. Okay. So similarly, if you want to hear the snippet of load handle, I just don't want to go for yeah, hallelujah. This is very famous. Okay, MathWorks fellows, they love Jesus. So they just made this handle as a file. Okay, so load handle, you have this. You want to hear a snippet of BART sound. So for that, and the load chirping sound, you have chirping sound, and I can find sound of Y. Yeah, that's the beauty. That's the beauty in spring. In spring season, I think you might be fond of this sounds and all, especially in spring season and all. Okay, so load chirp sound Y. So whatever, you can't take whatever you want. You can load something and you can make it possible to hear. But there are some default sound files you have, audio files. So yeah, these all are stereo output. So whatever you give, MATLAB will just output your stereo. So now if you have your speaker on, definitely you can hear this. This is possible, okay? So now the sampling frequency is around 8,000 samples per every second. So every second it's capturing, Matlab is capturing per every second 8,190 samples. It's putting in a matrix. Yeah, it's putting in a matrix and it is doing all the stuff for you, and it's just plotting that whatever you want. So by default, you have something like this: sound y comma fs. Yeah, that fs is sampling frequency. So you can go for help sound and you would get all these things. So that is that is a very important stuff. Okay, now for example, I want to know whether I have used some variables or not. Okay, for that, say GHJ. You know what is the meaning of this? Let me clear the command window. Okay, I'll see I have some variables. Fs, ans, m, x, y, z. I have some list of. Let me just a minute. Let me have some water, please. My throat is draining out. Just take me some water. Thank you. Okay. For example, see, I just give, see, I have these variables fs, ans, m, x, y, z right in front of you on command window. For example, I just don't know who is who and all. So CLC. Now I will just check which, say which some let me get some h, which h not found. Why this guy is so okay. So h not found. Okay, so this variable is not there. Now I will see which already I used x, right? X is a variable. It is saying yes, x is there, Mr. User. X is a variable, that too. So don't worry, he's saying. Okay. So for example, let me take some VVV. VVV is equal to high. So VVV is equal to high, and I'll find which VVV. So VVV is a variable, Mr. User. Don't worry, it is there. You can check out in Workspace. You can definitely find that. Okay. So I don't know about which. I just go for exist. Exist, yes. Is X existing already? Yes, Mr. User. Matlab is saying, yes, Mr. User, existing, X is existing variable. Don't worry, accept it. That's the meaning of answer equal to 1 indicates logical true. It's a logical true. Whenever you encounter answer equal to 0 or 1, you have to swing in between logical false and logical true. Okay. Now, do I have any variable like high? High I took as a string. Let me take exist high. Answer equal to 0. I don't have anything like high, a variable high, so it's a logical false. So I can make use of exist and which or something like that. So this is a very important. Okay, now let's go to the beauty of random functions, which we use like anything. Okay, so you have something like random number generators, and this is a very important stuff because random number generators are not random. You have learned in probability theorem random process random variables. Yeah, random variables are not random. They are perfectly defined. That's the meaning of random. But the name is leading you in misconception. Random variable is random. Random variable is perfect. It's fixed. It will mean really. It's not something like undetermined stuff. Okay. And random process is again, it's a perfectly defined. It's not random again. Okay. So like power amplifier amplifies power, we think. Okay. But power amplifier, what it does, how can you amplify power? Yeah, on low frequency scale. Is it possible to amplify power here? No. But then what is power amplifier doing? It's safely transforming the input to output. That's it, nothing else. Okay. And that you have to adjust with 50% of the stuff. So anyways, we don't go to that analog circuits. Okay. That stuff is not required. So you have the great random numbers. So I have random numbers. Okay. Now, random number generators or functions are not truly random. If I say they are not truly random. This is quite important. Yeah. So this may haunt you really. what's this? Why it is not truly random? This is really a bothering statement, but you have to accept this because a random number can be generated with in two cases. One is a predetermined value must be there, or it must be, you can say like a built-in clock. So I can say something like built-in clock in the computer, Mr. Zenith PC computer. Okay, so now either so MATLAB will choose either this guy or this guy. I just see it. Now MATLAB will take this guy as a seed. So this initial seed is either a predetermined value or a built-in clock in the computer. Now, based on this seed, a process determines the next random number. Okay, so based on this, you have next random numbers, because you see now something like this. You see now, for example, I give rand. Yeah, I have 0.915. See, rand means what you have something like uniform distribution stuff and something like normal distribution stuff. So you have uniform distribution numbers, and you have, let me take other color, you have say normal distribution. Yeah, so we keep use this normal distribution stuff in generating Gaussian pulse. For example, you have some random stuff like this. You convolve this with this. Now what you get? I get some other thing. Again, I keep on convolve this with the same pulse. I get something. Again, you convolve this with that. So on you do for n number of times. Now what do you get now end of the day? Anyone? Anyone, please? End of the day, what do you get? I'm using mic, so I think you cannot hear. End of the day, you must get a beautiful, what? It's elegant. You will get, if you keep on convolve this, you must get a beautiful Gaussian pulse. Yeah, central limit theorem, you should know this guy is Mr. Gaussian pulse. The beauty is that Fourier transformation of Gaussian pulse is again Gaussian. Okay, so therefore we use this for channel modeling. I think you learn in digital communications. So therefore output you can estimate, and the numbers, whatever you want to produce this, whatever, I just take it from a normal distribution. By default, I take random numbers from a normal distribution, and I keep use this normal distribution random quantities. Okay, so generally you have this uniform distribution. So this guy will produce some random numbers always between 0 and 1. I'm taking parentheses. Okay, that means it will never show anything like 0 or 1, but anything beyond 0 less than 1 it will show. Okay, always. So between these two, you will you will get this. And there is a beauty of see, I have this guy. So I have some guy, this guy. Okay, this guy is not looking good. His hairstyle is not that good. So if I convolve this with a Gaussian pulse, now what do I get? If I convolve this with a Gaussian pulse, so this guy is having some patch on the screen. Now I just resolve this issue, and I just resolve this issue around the mean of this Gaussian pulse. Now what happens, here you would see a smooth pulse. Okay, now here the phase got changed, but assume you have same phase. So now, okay, like a head and shoulder ad, you have some particles of dandruff, right? You will never get 100% result. Okay, something like this. So that's the beauty of Gaussian pulse. You have to use to smoothen things. Okay, and we have to again use log and analog stuff to do all these things. But we will not do all this. To do all these experiments in MATLAB, we will have to frequently use normal distribution and unit distribution random numbers. So MATLAB MathWork fellows, the team of MathWork fellows, they knew that they recruited topmost technical stuff candidates, and they made this possible to develop various toolboxes and various functions to accomplish all these tasks. Okay, so therefore I want to appreciate this. Rand by default rand means it is like rand 1. See, again I press rand 1, I got some other number. See, I keep on press this. Now you see the numbers. I got 0.91, 0.79, 0.95 something. Things are just random. But to the first number, whatever you, the seed, whatever you have, that is predetermined, and based on the fixed process, the remaining numbers will be generated. Okay, that's the intention. So random numbers are not truly random. So therefore, sometimes you call them as pseudo-random. Pseudo-random means not truly random. Yeah, approximately they're random. Like you have quasi-equilibrium. Quasi-equilibrium is not purely equilibrium. So again, based on quasi-equilibrium and true equilibrium kind of things, you have again models in MATLAB. So you have to explore the details of every particular or every nuance of the topic, okay, in that detail. So generally, let me clear this, not a problem. Now, what I do, for example, I have something like rand, I multiply this by 10. Now I get something more than 1 because I'm multiplying this random number by 10. So I got like this. Again, I got some other number. I got some other number, something like that. So I have a rounding function. So I have a rounding function and I use this round and I put it here. I have this 10. I have this round function. Okay. Now again I got 0. Again I got 4. See? So I will get integers, some integers from 0 to say 10. Anything, n number I may get 0 to 9 or 0 to 10, whatever. That's the meaning of round. Also, I can seal it. I can press. I can seal it. Yeah, seal. So you just make use of all these functions. So it's not a big deal for you to understand. You can definitely do it. Okay. Now, for example, I ask you like this. See, without any second thought, always you have to give comments. So in MATLAB, the percentile symbol is a comment. So just give it. It's very important for user readability. Okay, a good programmer always use this comments. Okay, so I want to generate. So generate some random. I want to generate some random integers. So in the range from 2 to 6, say something like that. A programmer will come forward. Hey, I'm there. So let me do something for you. So I just give a mnemonic kind of stuff. So I have some variable 2. I want to generate some numbers, a range of numbers from 2 to 6, random numbers. So I assign this guy. So I assign this fellow to Mr. Low, a variable low. So low is equal to this. Okay. So I just don't want to display it again. I gave a semicolon end of this. So output got suppressed on this command window, but happily you can see the stuff in Workspace. Low is equal to 2. It's given there already. Okay, now I just go for high is equal to 6. A programmer will come forward like this and he says, hey, you have this. So now what I do, I just go for this high minus low. So let me, okay. So high minus low. So I just round off this. Anyways, I want integers, right? So I want to round off. So let me round off this. Anyways, I want to generate some random numbers. So you randomize this, multiply with high minus low. So now plus low. So a programmer will come and do this. Now you will have this. Okay. Now again, I use this. I have 5, 3, 5, 5. 5 is more prone. 3, 2, 4, 6, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 3, 3, 5, 3. See, you keep on see this point, right? I have 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 6, 3, 4, 3, 2, whatever. So you keep on get now integers. Only the integers are between what? The integers are truly between 3. So this 2 and 6. Okay. So based on this clarity in MATLAB, we have something like this. Okay. For example, just a minute. Let me. Where is my? Okay. I need to change my nib. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute, please. Okay, so not a problem. I found it's missing. Okay, so I have something say like this. So rand I. Okay, let me give some numbers here. I want something from say 2 to 6. Okay, so let me display some 1 to 1,6. Now what you're seeing here, this is efficient method. Okay, let me write here next to this. This guy is efficient method. A programmer will struggle taking low, taking high, round off, rand off, this, that, blah, blah, blah. That is not required. So make use of Matlab, man, and just make use of this rand I 2,6 or 1,6. You know what's the meaning of this close 2,6? Yeah, Matlab, please display some numbers between 2 and 6. Also include 2 and 6, please. That's the meaning of square brackets. I'm giving in vectors, okay? Now, comma 1, 6. This indicates, you know what? 1 by 6. It's a 1 by 6 matrix. You see, it's a 1 by 6 matrix. So therefore, you have 6 elements now. So I want to display 6 elements. Okay. Now the 6 elements should stand from 2 to 6. Now again, I keep typing this. So I just do this. See, I'm getting different numbers, but always between 2 and 6, including 2 and 6. So this is a best one. Okay, you can go with help rand I. You can check down. So see, the beauty of Matlab is that you can learn everything from this help only. You see, rand I is there, man, like this. Rand I, it's there. Rand I, just make use of all the stuff. Learn these things, what it does, and just make use of this stuff and appreciate. So always a programming method and efficient method we have. And now you have something like say relational. So relational expressions. Okay, so for example, say 3 less than 5, I say, if I say answer equal to 1, Matlab says, hey, dear user, now you know 3 less than 5 is true, so therefore Matlab is giving, now you have, this is logically true, answer equal to 1, this is logically true, it is saying, okay. For example, I say 3 greater than 5, this is logically false, so you must get answer equal to 0, so you got answer equal to 0. So now I have character A, and less than say character C. Is it true? Absolutely true it is. So character A is less than character C. You know, what is this A here indicates here? This characters, whatever, this is a character, this character is compared. This guy is compared with, I mean, their ASCII equivalents. Okay, whatever A, whatever C. So in this order, A's ASCII equivalent is less than this C ASCII equivalent. So ASCII equivalents, you must know American Standard Code for Information Interchange. They gave that for security purposes and for identification purposes. Okay, so and also you see prime numbers are very important because MathWorks also gave a lot of importance to prime numbers. You know what? Because of prime numbers, you can enhance the security. Okay, so Matlab just take care of all these things. So Matlab just, you know, because you have learned something like permutations and combinations in your, I think you did not learn that as of now. So you have, I think you know already permutations and combinations. So combination is just a combination, but permutation is an ordered combination, you know very well. So I have my briefcase and I'm smuggling my goods. Okay, I have some, okay, some packets here. So I have my briefcase, something like this, and I have some lock opener. Okay, so I have some lock. I have to give certain digits here. Yeah, then only this guy will open, otherwise no. So this certain digits is what permutation. Okay, so therefore, if you're using this guy, these digits approximately, I mean a prime number case of things. If I use prime number kind of stuff here, nobody can open that easily. Okay, you can program it like anything. So more than certain trials, this guy will forever, he will block like that. So nobody can open that. Okay, so again, Matlab took all these things into consideration and accordingly, Matlab presenting stuff for you. Okay. And also you have something like exclusive OR. So I have this operation. Exclusive OR, I think, you know, you're fond of these things. So I have, say, character A greater than character C. See, Because I know, for example, exclusive or A exclusive or B, A bar B plus or A complement B or B, B complement A, you can say. So one of the inputs must be at a high, other could be 0. But anyways, if one of the inputs is 1, output must be 1. So exclusive R, 3 less than 5 is true, but A greater than C is false. So I have 1, 0. So I must get what now? 1. It's true, man. Answer equal to 1. It's logically true. Okay. Now, for example, you see, I give like this: 3 greater than 5 is false. A greater than C is false. Answer equal to 0 because both are false. One of the input must be 1, but in this case, it's gone. Okay. Now we will go to matrices. Okay. So we will go to the beauty of matrices. Now, for example, let me make use of a beauty of a matrix. I have an inbuilt function called magic of a matrix 3. Now, by default, I get a 3 by 3 matrix. You see, A is equal to 8, 1, 6, 3, 5, 2. You know what's the beauty of this? You sum any row elements, any row or any column you take, you always get 15. If you want to experience that, I just sum this matrix A. So just a minute. Sorry. My video is off. I need to put sometimes my video off because system is related to my video. It's getting hanged with. So sum A, as of now, it's taking, you know what? It's taking the sum of all the columns, 8, 3, 4, 1, 5, 9, 6, 7, 2, all these things. Are you seeing this? It's not taking the sum of this 8, 1, 6, 3, 5, 7, 4, 9, 2, whatever it is. If I take diagonal of A, I want diagonal of A, I get 8, 5, 2. This is a principal diagonal. I flip LR, flip my matrix left to right. Okay, so you just do this. You have 6, 1, 3. See what happened now? My A is this. Okay, I just flipped my matrix from left to right, and you have this like this. So now this is okay. Now you might got disgusted because of all these fonts and all. Let's make you fine. So I just go for bar of A. I just produce a bar of this. I got this beautiful bar, and the blue is nothing but this guy. You're seeing the bar chart over here. Let me make it short. Bar chart over here. The first one is the blue 8. This second one 3. This 4. This green guy. This green guy is say what is this 3, 5, 7. You have that. What I'm just doing here. Okay, this is 8, 3, 4. Okay, this blue, sorry, this green guy is Matlab always take column as major order. Okay, so this must be 1, 5, 9, and this must be 6, 7, and do you have that? Okay, I'll discuss it again with this 2D plot. Let's take 3D plot. Okay, so bar 3, so bar 3A. Now you can enjoy the 3D plot of this. So you have a beautiful 3D plot. You want to see the perspective view? Okay. So to go for perspective view, I would go this way. I would go. Okay. See perspective view. I have perspective view here. Play. Okay. Whatever you want, you can do this. I can see all like this. I can make some perspective views, whatever. It's not a big deal. You can make things out of it. Okay. So bar 3, or can I make histogram with this data? For example, I have x is equal to C. I'll go for that later.
Sir, once do
So
magic
if I
to
take some B is equal to some magic of some 5 or 7, now I get 7 by 7 matrix. So I can find some of the column elements in each and every, in the matrix. So I just find some. So this is sum of B. My matrix is B. So sum of B. I got all 175. So you can display any number, any square matrix you can get. You can just form things out of it. Pascal. So Pascal say 3. Pascal matrix is again a default. So I did not declare this to any variable. So the default variable Matlab will give me ANS. Okay. So ANS is equal to, this is my Pascal. Okay. So so what do I do? So matrices, now we will see matrices in a different perspective like this. Let me clear command window. Okay. Now, for example, let me take my A again. My A is 816357492. Okay. So whenever you see a vector, I mean a matrix in mathematical point of view, if it's not solving the equations, if I go in electromatrix point of view, a vector is something like a matrix. Okay, some matrix, I mean, is like it's a combination of certain vectors. If I take I mean in algebra point of view, I take coefficients as equation coefficients, whatever. Okay, so in this MATLAB case, always we will take data points, sample points we will take. We don't take something like this, or we take some sample data points this way always. So MATLAB will take stuff like that, 816, 357, 492, whatever. Now I know very well the first row, first column is what now? You must get 8. You must get 8. Now similarly, if I ask you, say second row, if I give fourth column, what happens? Index exceeds matrix dimensions because there is no 4 columns. You have only someone raised, sir, once use magic 2. Why are you so excited about magic 2? There is any magic in that? Now please ask me a doubt. What doubt do you have? Please ask me. Yeah, I know what's a doubt here. If I add 1 and 3, I get 4. If I add 1 and 4, I get 5. But there is magic here. Yeah, the magic is some of this magic 2. 5 I got. Satisfied. So magic matrix got its prominence from 3 by 3 order, and that too only for square matrices. Magic 1, magic 2, they can inhibit only these things, okay, these sum properties. But that's okay, that's very great. You're observing meticulous details, okay? Yeah, fine, thank you. Please ask me doubts, whatever you have, just please ask, okay? Don't make heap of doubts that leads to frustration and stress. Whenever you have doubt, just blow up like that. So nothing to worry. So sum is a sum of magic 2. Okay, whatever. So now I just take a of 1. Now I get 8 because I know my matrix A is this. The first element is 8. Now anyone, let me ask now, what is A of 6? If I ask you what is A of single element 6, then what's the answer? Unplugged my mic, no electrical input, you have only sound signals. Now please tell me, what is my A of 6? Anyone, please speak out. Please speak out, what is my A of 6? Anyone?
7.
Yeah? You are thinking like me, okay? I was thinking like you. Please don't think like me. Think like you, you're smart. Answer is what you know. 1, 2, 3. Answer is, anyone? 9. Bang, it's 9. Why? MATLAB always follows column as order, measure order, not row order. Row measure order, column measure order. Okay, for example, you have a TV screen. In olden days, they used to call that as kinemascope. You have to raster scanning, that is horizontal. There is some asymptote in that. You have some raster scan that is horizontal, but in MATLAB, it's going reverse. He's going, he's going in measure column order or column measure order. So therefore, if you want to appreciate that, so you just give like this, a column. That column indicates all the elements of the matrix. Now you will see one down the other. You're seeing here, okay? 8, 3, 4, 1, 5, 9. Now this guy is A of 6. Okay, so you have to, I'm telling you again and again, you have to know the fundamentals, man. Without knowing that, sir, I know for loop, I have if condition, while loop, all the stuff, I know indexing, anyone can know. Even I can try, I can, okay, anyone. I'm doing means anybody can do, that's it. Okay, anyone can do that. So what is, how can you separate yourself from others? గొర్రెల నుంచి మ్యాక్ సపరేట్ అవ్వాలంటే ఏమవ్వాలి భయ్? గొర్రెల మంద ఉంది, ఆ గొర్రెల మంద ఆ మ్యాక్ కూడా గొర్రెల కనిపిస్తుంది ఆ దూరం నుండి. సెపరేట్ అవ్వాలి కదా, మరి సెపరేట్ అవ్వాలి కదా అంటే నువ్వు ఇంకొక థింక్ చేయాలన్నమాట. సో MATLAB also is thinking that way. He want to just make things unique. He want to make some attitude kind of stuff here. So just following column measure order. That's the only interest, nothing else. Okay, there is no specific rule for this. Whether you take row or column, the operations remain same. There is no big deal in that. But still, but still MATLAB is to maintain certain uniqueness when compared to other programming languages is going with this. This is again very important. I want first row, entire first row, one comma colon. I give A1 comma colon. Okay, first of all, let me see what is my A. My A is this. I want entire first row. See, in this matrix, where is my okay, see, I have a matrix A. Okay, when I say I have two arguments, okay, I have some two arguments here. This A is already defined. See, this guy is row, this guy is column. Okay, this is by default. First one is row, second one is column. So when I say I have a 2 by 3 matrix, I have some size like this. Okay, I have 2 rows and 3 columns. So like that, you have in this case a square matrix 3 by 3. Okay, so you have I want first row and all columns. So 1 comma column. 1 indicates first row and all columns. So now I must get what? 816. I got 816. So I want second row and all column. Okay, so I go for second row and all column 357. I want first column. Okay, if I want first column, then what do I do? First column means what? All rows, row 1, row 2, row 3, and that's the first column. Okay, so all rows, that column indicates all rows, comma what? 1. Now what did you get? 834. You see, you got 834. Now you have to help me out. Now I can write the same stuff. I have this A2, A1, this, I have like 816. Now I just don't want to give that colon. Instead of the colon, I would like to give something like this: 1 comma. See, this is very, very important in MATLAB. Because end of the day we have to put data in a matrix. We have to process it. We have to operate on that stuff. So if you don't know the indexing and this is what indexing. Okay, if you don't know indexing and all, who want that for loop, if loop, all those things. End of the day, whenever required, you have to avoid looping. You have to invite Mr. Vectorization. Okay, that we will see with an example. We will try to appreciate the beauty of vectorization with this. Sorry, I removed this. Okay, A1. Now I have A1. I give a vector now. 1 colon 3. What's the meaning of this? First row and all columns 1, 2, 3. The meaning is this. See, again I got same answer. Or I say A 1 comma. What do I do now? 1 colon n. That's it. I have again all these things. First row to first column to the end column 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I just want only, this is my matrix here. Okay. I want only first 2 elements of first row. Now what do I do? A first row. I take a vector. Now whenever you're taking a square brackets, that is a vector. That's it. No second thought here. That is a vector. That's it. Yeah. Fix this is over and out. Okay, so therefore I just want only 8 and 1. Now what I do? 1 comma 2. I want first row, first column and second column. I got 8, 1. Okay. Now life is pretty happy for now. Now there is no big complexity in doing this stuff and all, but there is a big stuff here. Now, for example, I want to remove something. Okay, my A is this. I want to remove some stuff from this. So I want to remove, what do I want to remove? I want to remove, say, A of 1. If you want to remove this, what happened now? If I give A of 1 is equal to empty, now it is showing a row vector from this 3, 4, you have 1, 5, 9, 6, 7, 2, so on like that. Yeah, it's just showing the thing is removed. Okay, now I put A1 is equal to something here, say 8. Now I have this A is equal to 8, 4, 1, stuff, whatever it is. So I can remove and put things. So life is okay. This is not a big deal. Okay, now for example, I want to, okay, now again, I just take my matrix A. Okay, my A is this, right? So let me take my original matrix. A is equal to magic of 3, 8. Okay, I have this. I want to remove the first element from that. I want matrix kind of stuff again. So can I do this now? Can I give like this? Anyone, what is happening there? A null assignment can have only one non-colon index. Anyone, what is the meaning of this? Anyone, this is very important, please. I try to remove the first element in the matrix and I want to see a blank 1 6 3 5 7 4 9 2. I attempted in expecting that, but I got something, a red statement. Anyone? A null assignment can have only one non-colon index. What's the meaning of this? You must have only one non-colon index. What is the meaning of that? Anyone? Anyone? ఏంటమ్మా అసలు మీరు ఉన్నారా పోయినారా ఏంది ఉన్నారా మీరు what is that how can I remove that I can't remove man because each and every row must contain same number of elements. For example, if I try attempting in removing that 8 in the first row, now in the first row I'll be having only 2 elements. Matlab is not Matlab Matlab is not so kind enough to devote some 0 in place of 8 and showing 0 1 6 3 5 7 4 and like that. వాడికి కూడా కొంచెం ఈగో ఉంటుంది అరే ఇంద్రబాయ్ మరి యూజర్ అలా పూర్తిగా అంత దారుణంగా టైప్ చేస్తారని చెప్పి డెఫినెట్లీ you'll also feel like that, okay? So you don't get all the flexibilities in just in single shot or single run. So therefore Matlab is saying, hey, you can't do like that. That means each and every row must contain same number of elements. Now I do this, okay? Now I do this first row. I just take entire first row, okay? First row all columns. Now I remove this. I see I have this is possible, okay? So that you can do, but I can't remove any single element in a matrix. That is impossible because every time row elements must be same. First row I have 3 elements. Second row must be also 3. Third row must be also 3. That's it. No second thought here, and that's it. Okay, I removed something. I want to add it now. So I just modify my magic matrix to some random matrix. So I have some A. I just add third row, one all column. I want to add something, say 9, 9 and 9. I got a new matrix again. I added stuff in that. I got 9 9 9. Yeah, so you can also take a matrix of characters, but you can't see characters like A B C D E F G H I like that, like a matrix. You will see stuff in the form of strings there. So that is a different story. I thought I can complete a lot of stuff, but now the time is running out. It is 7:05. So I don't think I can cover a great deal of things. We need, because Matlab is at least a 60-hour course, okay? In 60-hour lectures, we can cover some decent portion of Matlab. But I just thought to show this very fundamentals because people are doing some illogical kind of stuff, you know, and that is not permissible. Okay, so A3 whatever. So that is what this, you know, how to add things and how to remove things. Okay, you cannot remove any one element in any column or row. If you want to remove everything, add everything, whatever you want. You can do my A is this. For example, I want to make my second row, third column. Second row, third column. What I have, second row, third column is equal to 5. Now I have A. So I just modified one element, and I got. Okay, so that is the meaning with this. Okay. Now what I do is that I read some files. Okay, so what I do, writing. So writing data to a file. I want to write some data to a file. So for that, what I do, I just take some random matrix. So I have some variable, take my matrix. So my matrix, some random stuff I give random. So I have a random 2x3 matrix. So I stored a random 2x3 matrix in a variable called mymat. So there is, so I have this. Now you can check your my matrix. You have this. You have, see, you have a matrix of elements like this. Now, now what I do, I just want to add something. I just want to add to a file. I want to write something to your file. So further I have to use this save function, this save. So what you have is this, the code is, I mean the format is this save, save some, I just give some name, some otherwise let me give some name, say file name, matrix variable, matrix, and that must be ASCII qualifier, okay? So if I take this, now I just give my save. Let me give some file name like test file.dat, and I have my mat. My mat is what? See, matrix variable. This is a matrix variable. My file name is test file.dat is formatted data. The meaning is that, and this must be an ASCII qualifier, okay? Then it can save it. Otherwise, it cannot do. Okay, so I do this. I saved it, okay? I do this. Now I have, see, test file.data. See, I have my data. I stored this somewhere in a separate file, test file.dat. You can see it over here. Now by default, you have scientific numbers, okay? So you have some scientific numbers. So like, for example, I say 1e minus 3 is nothing but 10 power minus 3, okay? Say if I say 2e plus 8, you have something like this. So therefore, Matlab is doing that for you. So it is showing by default everything in scientific notation, and after that they are same. Okay, now this created a test file. So I created a test file. That's it, a test file.dat. Okay, I'm just writing in green font. Matlab won't execute that. So say using save, I can write content in that. Now I just want to append something. Okay, for example, I want to append this. My mat is equal to say random. Append means what? To the existing data, add some stuff. Okay, ran 3 by 3. So you have some random matrix like this. Okay. Now again, what do I do? Save. You just save the stuff to the same test file. Okay, test file.dat you have, and my matrix variable is this, and this must be ASCII qualifier, and you have to append this. Okay, if I append like this, what do I get? Now I just go and see. I just go and see over here, test file. See, remaining stuff got appended. This 3 by 3 matrix again, the 2 by 3 matrix, remaining 3 by 3 matrix got appended, and you have to see all rows contain same as, I mean, equal number of elements. Okay, because tomorrow, I mean, again, if you want to fetch this data to show or to plot something, you must have a matrix of equal elements in every row. So that is so therefore I just gave that in mind 2 by 3 and 3 by 3 matrices. Otherwise, you have to use low-level IO transmission, I mean, technique files to, if you take unequal row elements. So I just don't want to go to that technicality now. So now I just want to read this. Okay, whatever I enter, I just want to, for example, see on command window. Okay, so type, now you can use command type test file.dat. So I just entered this stuff. First stuff is this 2 by 3 matrix entered, and I appended this stuff. So I have this. Okay, so when I have this stuff, okay, again I want to read this stuff. For example, if I want to read this stuff, okay, read from a file, then what do you do? Okay, once a file has been created, it can be read into a matrix. It can be brought into your matrix variable otherwise. So for example, let me take something like this. Let me take a vector. Say clear screen. Let me take a vector. X is equal to, say, let me take 0. I need to give commas. I can separate like that. 6, 9, 12, say 15, say 18, 21. I give some vector like this, X, and I give, let me give some, okay, I'm sorry. So I just don't want to give this. I just want to copy this anyways. Okay, I just want to copy. So clear, I'm clearing this X. So now X is undefined. So again, I take my X. I'm not giving a mnemonic in this case. I'm giving something random, a variable name. Let me give a matrix. I can also give matrix after C. After the semicolon, you can enter one more row. Okay, so let me say some random 55, say some 52 points, say some 50. I'm just taking some random numbers, say some 55.7, so some 75.6, so 77.7, See, always matrix, I mean, I'm just dealing with this. So 56 point, whatever. Okay. Now I have this X. Okay, now I write this into data file. The data file says something. I'm giving some time temperature data. I'm saying .dat. The variable name, matrix variable name is what in this case X. So let me give it X here. And this must be an ASCII qualifier, otherwise it can't store stuff. That's it. So I wrote a different, I wrote something to my different stuff. I have now time temp, another file got created like this. Okay, now I create two variables, so I know how to access stuff. So let me take time temp. Try to understand this one row first column. Okay, so in this data file, in this file, you take the first row all columns. You have you have two rows in this data, right, in this file. So take first row all columns, and then you give it to a variable called time. I want to plot a plot between time and temperature. On some day, on one afternoon, I have measured this. Over certain time you have certain temperatures. Okay, that I'm measuring. Okay, so that is this, and reference to a cleared variable temp, and that's the problem with this. So we will go to this guy. I'll go to editor window. So I'll go to editor window, and I will do it here now. Okay. Okay, X equal to this. I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, anyways, they are same. Maybe the length may be somewhat different. Dot X ASCII time, time equal to this. Now I just take some temperature readings. So again, in this time temp stuff, I have second row. I take all columns of second row, and I go to this. Now I would like to plot this. I would like to plot time comma temp. Okay, so I just plot something now. Plot. Okay, so anyways, I saved it. I must read the data also. So load time. Now whatever you're seeing is what debugging. Okay, that is the stuff of interpreted. So I load it. Okay, I saved it, means I wrote everything in this file. I wrote the stuff, whatever matrix I have, I wrote the stuff in this matrix. That is what save command says. And once I wrote that, I want to read whatever I have in this file. I want to read that. I want to fetch it to show something in a plot. So I have to load it. Okay, this is to read data. So read data, and this is to write data. So write data. Okay, so I have arranged like this: plot time comma temp. Okay, this is okay. I want to plot with some red stars. Okay, so I want some red stars. R means red, star means I get all data points in the form of stars. I want to give some. Okay, that's it. So I can label. So you know very well X label. So I can label it X is time. Okay, so X is time, and I go for Y label. Y label, let me give some temperature and title. Yeah, once upon a time in Mumbai, like that. I have some name like temperature one afternoon. Okay, now I'll see. I gave some file name, some garbage file name. I give some meaningful file name. I want to check demo file transactions. Okay, demo file transactions. I give some meaningful name like this. Now I see now. What do I see? Are you seeing anything now? Are you seeing anything on the screen now? I just stored some data. I just I wrote some data. This data I wrote, and it's segregated. I just saying that this is my time quantity at say 3 seconds, 6 seconds, 9. Okay, not seconds. Okay, 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 9 minutes, like that. It's all a catastrophe. Say the temperature is varying like anything. You have the corresponding temperatures. So I just gave time for this vector and temperature this vector. Okay, I read out, I just gave this first values to time, second row to this temperature. I just plotted this time. If you don't want red circles, I want black circles. Okay, I mean red stars, I want some black circles. Now I run this. Now you can see black circles over here. You're seeing black circles over here, right, on the screen. Now, but that is not that legible. That's not that clear. It's not very clear for me to verify. So now what do? I just give red stars. I just take red star. That was a string, okay? So red star I'm giving, and let me take line width. Let me take line width. So line width is 10, okay? And let me also go for grid on. So grid on, and I will see now. What do I get? Rather, I got a beautiful plot now. This time it is somewhat meaningful. All my data points over my time, you see over a given time, some 0 to some time, whatever, I have this. Now what you see in this case along y-axis temperature, this guy is what? Like that vertical. If you want that is just horizontal. Now what do? Let me create a handle to this. I have plot. Let me create some handle to this. H is equal to plot. When I do so, now I can access all the properties of the plot stuff. So this is handle. Okay, I'm writing over here. So I'm just writing over here. This guy is handle to plot function. So now I run this. Now you see, I can see the properties this time. I can see the properties of my plot. Initially, I don't have this. Now I can see. Okay. Now I'm seeing the plot style. I have color, line style, line width, marker size. I have lots of stuff here. If you want to see all properties, you can see all properties here. See, so these are the line properties. Plot is basically plotting a two-dimensional function. So by default, it is a line category. So these are the properties of line. So you can see over here. Okay, you can see a line over here, and you can see color, line style, line width, marker. So please don't by heart. Okay, so without by hearting stuff, you have to do these things. So yeah, so that's it. I can make stuff even clear. So what is the basic and all? I think maybe what is this? Just a second. 1 second, please. So maybe that is a basic stuff. I think you might have known all these things. So if you don't know, it is as simple as this. Okay. So I can modify anything. You can give anything here. I can marker. I can give it here. Line join means whatever you want. You can just check it out. For example, if you're giving selected, I have to give selected in single quote, and I have to give comma off or visible. Okay. For example, I will take this. I'll take this. I'll put it here. Okay. So visible must be. I must give it a string. So what do you have here? I don't see by heart now anything. I don't memorize anything now. So next to visible, I have something. Where is V? See, visible, you have to give stuff in single quotes as a string. So therefore, visible, I'll give comma, I'll give on, because many of us will have doubt whether or not we have to give single quotes and all these things. So just give it to that man. Yeah, you're seeing this. Did you observe the difference? I just gave it on, so therefore it able to the figure window. Now I'll make it off. I'll make it off. Where is my figure window? Gone. Oof, it's just like that. It's gone. The figure window is gone. Okay. Now I'll make it on. Okay. I'll make it on. And okay, this is how also you can get parent. Now quickly, I will just try to show you some plot. I will just show you some plots, and we can make use of certain files. Say okay. Now, for example, I want to show something like this. For example, I have a vector. I take a linearly spaced vector. LIN space means linearly spaced vector. I want to display some numbers from -1 to 1. In between you have, okay, before this, let me save it. Okay, let me do this. For example, I have x is equal to, I say 1 colon 10. Now what do I get? I get 10 elements. I also can give increments. 1 colon, say 0.01, increment is this, so I get like that. I give that increment. Okay, now for example, now 1 to 4 means you have 1 to 3 4. If I want to display 4 to 1, you give 4 to 1, you will get empty. Yeah, so what you do, you have to decrement. You want this, so -1, so 4 3 2 1. Okay, just this is nothing but a simple vectorization concept of all these things. Okay, anyways, so let me take a vector x-axis. So I want linearly spaced vectors. Okay, now -1 to 1, say this is 10, and now let me take 100. Okay, what is the meaning of this? You know, from -1 to 1, you display 100 points, or 100 points. From -1 to 1, you display 100 points, and that is what he's saying. Okay, so I just suppress the output on command window, but Mr. Workspace will take care of this x here. See, you are seeing here 1 by 100 double. You have 100 elements between -1 to 1. That's the meaning. Okay, so now I just take some variable y1. Just want to plot y1 equal to x, a straight line. I just take something, say y2. Hold your patience for 10 more minutes. Let me complete this, and let me show the greatness of these plots and handles for the stuff. So y3 is equal to exponential. I just want to plot some figures. Okay, so minus, say x squared. So I have now three plots, y1, y2, y3. So now what do? I just go for subplot, because I want to arrange something like this. What I want to do is don't save this guy. So Mr. Green, pale green is this. Okay, for example, I have a plot, means I know what it does. It plots a continuous time stop. So I take subplot, and I can see figures, many figures in one run. For example, I have drawing vertical lines and horizontal lines. Is not that simple. I struggle like anything. Okay, so this red is dangerous against black. Let me take white. So for example, I want to plot something like this, here, and somewhere here. So therefore, how many rows we have? I have row 1 and I have row 2. How many columns you have? You have column 1 and column 2. So the basic is subplot. If I say like this, R column, and this guy is position. This is the general expression for this, form for this subplot. Okay, first one is row, a column, position. I want like 2 rows. Okay, if I want 2 rows, so subplot 2 rows. I have 2 columns. I'll take this. And if I give position 1, now position 1, below this, whatever I try to plot, that will appear here. Okay, position 1. If I give position 2, that will appear here. So this is very Chotu fundamental. This Chotu fundamental, I think everybody can understand. I know. So therefore, I want to do that. Okay, so I just take subplot, and see, you can give like comma 2, comma 2, comma 1. I don't want to disturb Matlab in terms of computational speed. I give like this 2 to 1. Okay, I can give 2 space 1, no space, nothing. So see, if you give semicolon, you can suppress any variable or any matrix like that. But if you give semicolon, yeah, now you see, you can't suppress figure, man. Matlab is saying that he is like impulse function in signal systems. Impulse is hero, step function is heroine. Okay, and of course, in like that, impulse is having such attitude in signal systems. In the same way, this guy figure is also having some attitude. This figure window won't listen to anyone. Though you give semicolon, he will appear just like that. Okay, because we say that when we give semicolon at the end, it will suppress the output. But you're getting output, no? So figure is like impulse function. It doesn't bother anyone. So he's just like that, rude fellow. So x comma y1. So always horizontal stuff must come first here, okay? Horizontal stuff. So this domain. So this is my domain, and this guy becomes range, okay? So x comma domain comma range is this. So plot x comma y1. Can I stop now? I gave semicolon. Can I stop? I can't stop, man. Nobody can stop, Mr. This guy. It's very difficult, really. Okay. So now plot x comma y1 is that. So I give subplot. So I give second position I want in this position. So I want plot x comma y2. Plot x comma y2. So I could see now. I could see where is Mr. my figure. I can see a beautiful x square curve. A quadratic equation is that, or it's a parabola. A parabola must always satisfy quadratic stuff. Without that, you can't construct a parabola. So subplot, I just go for 2, 2, 3. Okay, 2, 2, 3 plot. Now you think what's there? This everyone can do. Okay, so x comma y3. So you got this, but I don't want this way. I want to occupy the complete row 2. Okay, if you want to occupy complete row 2, then what do? Then I give this x comma y3. Now in square brackets, I occupy position 3, position 4. Okay, now I do this. What I did. There's something. Okay, sorry. This I must give in subplot. Okay, I'm very sorry. So this is printing mistake. Okay, treat it as printing mistake. Huh? So in urgency, these things will be done. So I have to give in subplot, right? So sorry, I gave in plot. Maybe in overlook. Now I just want to plot what I'm doing. Sorry. Oh, time is up. That's why, because I programmed up to 7:30. So 2 comma 2. Now I have to give this commas. I'm sorry. So now it's okay. So now I'll plot. Okay, now see, at this time you have to give commas. So therefore we exercise giving commas by default. Okay, so that's it. If you want to spread across, then commas are very important. So now x comma y3. Now you will see what you get. You're seeing now, right? This guy, the plot 3 occupied entire positions 3 and 4. So that you have, and that's the beauty. Okay, so also we can legend this. You can legend the stuff. You can legend. So what is first one? First one is a line passing through. Second one is say I give x square, and third one is say. Did I forget about these vector operations? I think, okay, matrix multiplication additions. I think I forgot that. I think I don't have the time. So now lesson. Okay, that's okay. That's warning is not a big deal. Now I can see, you see. Why I'm saying here, the warning is that I just occupied this entire 3, 4 and just trying to give lesson. Let's just try to display here. I want to have lesson somewhere, say in northeast or northwest or southeast or southwest like that. Then what do I do? So in that case, I'll just take 5 more minutes to complete this. Okay, so just bear with me. So let me take that and let me occupy entire grid space. Okay, so same stuff I'll just take now. So x is equal to line space. I just want to display some -1 to 1. So equally spaced 100 samples from -1 to 1. That is what linearly spaced. Okay, so now I just take a beautiful say I gave a dot here. This is what scalar stuff. For example, you see, if I take x is equal to 1, 2, 3, okay, and if I perform x square, I'll get a bang error. Yeah, I can't do this. So you can't square like this because it is what 1/3 matrix. 1/3 multiplied by 1/3 is impossible. So therefore, what you have to do, x equal to 1 to 3. Now, if I give scalar powers, okay, x dot indicates scalar power. Okay, so now you will get this 149. You have x is equal to 1 to 3. X square is equal to, so that means each and every row has to be to the power of 2. I have to give this dot. Okay. Similarly, x is equal to this. I just take y is equal to something like 2, 3, 4. Now x into y, gone. If I do this, gone again, bang. So I can't multiply a 1 by 3 with 1 by 3. So I have to take, if I want to multiply each and every element correspond to the next element, now I have to do this because my x is this, y is this, its multiplication is 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 6, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so I just take now subplot. Okay, just 5 more minutes is finished. So subplot 2, 1, 1. Okay, not a problem. Now I just want to plot this. I just want to plot my x and y. I collected this. I just want to plot this now. So I just go for one more plot. Subplot say 2, 1, 2. Okay, 2, 1, 2. Now this time what I do, I just plot this. Let me lessen this beautiful xy. Okay. Okay. So I just give comments. Select 6 and 7. Control R. You have comments. Now I first run this. And now my best plot. Just give a name. Best plot. Say modification. Yeah. Best plot modification is that. So I just plotted this. Okay. I did not give anything here. So I got. Okay. So I just plot something like this. So let me clear all these things. Now what I do here, let me give a semicolon, subplot 2, 1, 1 plot xy. Now let me take plot again. Okay, subplot, I have this. Let me control T and uncheck this. Okay, so plot x comma y, I have a blue. This I want a blue. So I have a blue and I just take a line width. I just give a line width, say 2. Initially, you observe somewhat thin plot. Now this negative indicates what you know. I want a continuous blue line, or I want a solid blue line. Solid blue line must be my star. So if I do this in subplot 2, 1, 2, now I see you can so difference, right? If you want to publish some article in terms of figures, this figure, if you want to zoom in, you're gone. So therefore, I'm just making it beautiful like this. Okay. So now I'm not satisfied yet. So I just want to know. I just want to excite other properties of plot. Let me give it a handle. Let me say that h1 is equal to plot. Whenever I say h1, now this guy, so this guy h1 is handle. This guy h1 is handle the function plot. This guy is handle to the function plot. Okay, so h1 is this. Okay, so I want this. If you observe here, what you have is that you see this guy, I mean this fellow, the border, the outer border, whatever you see, that's again just like the previous plot. I want to thicken this plot. Now you know you have to understand this figure handle in this case. Now one of the properties you have, and that is, and you know, and that's called as, it's not property, you can say it's by default the nature inheritance it is, that is parent. I can say this guy, this border is a parent of that plot. Okay, so now what I do, I just read that parent. Okay, otherwise I say get. Whenever I say get, I'm reading something. Okay, I'm reading the figure, I'm reading this handle, I'm reading out the handle, not like reading out from something, reading out fetching. I'm fetching the handle and I'm just taking control of parent. Now when I say parent, I'm focusing on the outer border, okay, of your figure window. So I just want to beautify this. So I just give this. This is nothing but axis of the plot, otherwise in simple language. Now again give this to some other handle, h2. Every time I don't use get, instead of using get stuff, I just use now h2. Okay, so now what I do, what I read parent, I read axis of my first plot, this plot, because I have h1 is equal to this plot. So that h1 I just kept here, and I'm reading axis. I'm reading axis of this plot. This guy is axis, this plot. So I'm reading. So I'm reading axis of the plot. Okay, and that's the intention. Okay, so that is set. Now I want to modify this. Get means read, fetch, set means modify. Okay, so set, I want to modify this stuff. So set h2, because I read this guy, I read this axis, I fetched this axis of this plot, and I gave that to this handle h2. Okay, now H2 is nothing but axis of figure window, first figure window. So I want to modify that axis of the first figure window, this H2. So I mean this H1. So therefore H2 is equal to this H1 in this case. So set H2. I want to change this. Okay, font size. I want to change font size to a big font size 14. Okay. Meanwhile, you check what font size you have. You have Chotu font size here. I did not give a labeling, whatever you have Chotu font size. So let me give a Bada font size now. So line width. So line width 2. Okay, line width 2. Now I will give my X label. So X label. In overlook, what we give, LABLE, no, LABL. Okay, bell, decibel. Remember decibel. Will not forget that. So decibel is what? 1/10 of a bell. Okay. So X bell, X label is this. So therefore also you have Y label. So Y label, I give it in single quotes Y. Okay, always gives stuff in string. So you have this Y label Y, and title, let me say beautiful hey. I am ready for publication. I want to publish my stuff. I want to show stuff in terms of neat stuff. So I just do this. Okay, title is this. So I run this. F5 you can put. Okay. So now you see you have a Bada title. You have see this axis got thickened, and you have y ticks, x ticks at minus 0.8, minus 0.6. You have all x ticks. And otherwise at 0.0.5 we have all white ticks. Okay, so that's the stuff. This is the parent. So I read the parent, I got the parent, get the parent, and set the parent by this stuff. So end of the day you have to learn these things. This is very important. Okay, so now you observe this carefully here. This guy, this y is just he is like in one way. I just don't want to see y like this. I want to shift this guy. So what do I do now? Now I do this. I want to go to this Y label. Okay, Y label is here. I will rotate this. Rotation. I don't want to rotate. Initially rotation got 90. Rotation, I just don't want 0, man. I just want to take however I do things on my paper and my pen or board. So now you see that this guy will see Y. I have beautiful Y, like I have feel of Y, like what I take. Now you can rotate this guy like anything. Okay, you can rotate this below. So now you can see. So I can play with my plots. This guy is upside down. Yeah. So you have like this. And last 2 more minutes to complete this session. That's great that you have this patience. I know, but I don't know whether you are on screen or not. I want to set some tick markings. I'm gonna do some typical code. Maybe now I want to give some tick markings. Okay. Now you see, for example, I have like this at -1, -0.8, -0.6, like that. I don't want that. I want a 1 tick at say -1. I want 1 more tick at -0.5. I want one more tick at 0. I want 1 more tick at x equal to 0.5, and 1 more tick at x equal to this positive 1. If I want to do that, by default, Matlab is showing ticks like this with various numbers for x, -0.8, all this stuff. So I just want to make a predefined ticks, or I just want to customize that ticks otherwise. So I want to x mark. I say x mark equal to something. So let me give some name like that. So I know my domain of x is what? -1 to 1. Okay. So I read this guy. So I read this guy -1 to 1, and I increment this because I want ticks at 0.5, negative 0.5, 0, 0.5, like that. So therefore, every 0.5 increments, I want ticks. Okay. So try to understand this. Now we will go to some details of this programming stuff. Now I have to create a sequence of strings. For that, I require, whenever you say you have chain brackets like this, whenever I have these chain brackets like this is not an array of simple numbers or characters. or strings like that. It is simply, of course, I can say sequence of strings, but now it is a cell. Okay, this I can say this guy is cell. I have, otherwise I can say you have sequence of strings. So hardly you will see come across this chain brackets in Matlab. So whenever you have that, you have, I thought to complete many things today, but I don't know, maybe. So anyways, okay. So let me use this for loop. I know my for loop, okay. I just take my index variable. Let me take my index variable as m. For m is equal to, let me take 1. Okay, 1 to the range I give now, 1 to length of xm. Instead of taking -1, I need to count -1, 0. I mean -1, -0.5, 0, and again what 0.51. So I get 6 elements here. Okay, I get 6 now. So instead of accounting all the stuff, I just took length here, length of xm. So this is what 1 to 6. So for m is equal to, for index variable m is equal to some 1 to 6 or 1 to length of xm. Now what do? I replace this guy. So I replace this guy. So xt of m, okay, because this is now empty cell. Okay, this empty cell, I want, wherever I want ticks, I will fill this empty cell by ticks at those places. Okay, so xt of m. Now again you have to realize this. Okay, so I don't know why it happened, but anyways, I just used num to string. I will tell you what is this maybe in next session. I don't think we have time in the session again. So this is xm of m. Okay, now what I'm doing here, I'm concatenating the stuff now, concatenating the strings xm. Okay, you'll come to know this. Just spare with 1 more minute. We are coming to an end. So just me give some 3.f. I'll tell you what is this. Okay, some 3.2f, and that means what is this one? I want floating type with 2 digits after decimal point. That means I just don't want something like -0.5. I want -0.500. Or see, when I give some 3.2 here, this indicates I get -0.50. This is 0.00. This is 0.50. This is 1.00. So I want that level. Okay, so therefore I gave this 3.2. I want float type. Okay, so num to string. I want to. That means I convert, because I know this guy, this xm is having all numbers. Okay, I can concatenate stuff only if I have like this. If I have to convert num to string, I'm converting number, a real number, to a string, so that now I can concatenate. Okay, very happily. So I can concatenate strings just like that. So therefore, I'm just taking this one. Okay, so now I just end this for loop. I'll just tell you what's happening now. Okay, you have to mind this guy. What you have to mind is xt of chain brackets I have. This is a cell. I have this empty, so I give this chain stuff. So yeah. So now what I do, whatever I read, I will set it. Maybe things are blowing away. Just hold your patience for 1 more minute so that you'll understand what's happening now. So xtick. So xtick, and I reading xm. Okay, now I just give 1 more say. I think so far so good, but the moment we are here, I think most of you are out. Okay, so xtick, let me take label. Okay, now I say you have something like xt. Okay, now yeah, I just set like this. Okay, now see, if I set like this, and let me try to run this. First of all, let me try to run this. You see what happens now. I ran this. Okay, I ran this, and I got, now you see, I got ticks only at -c. Of course, this tick is unseen here. See, at -0.50, I got, initially I have 0.5, and -0.5, I got a 3.2 of, I got some 2 digits of a decimal point here, and tick I have only here now. I have tick only here. I have tick only here. Similar code also you can put for this this what you call, say, this guy. Okay, this guy. So I just copy this. I'll explain this. Okay, what is this? I'll explain just a few more seconds. We are going to give climax to this now. Now I'll just change this to y marking. Ym means y marking. Say yt means y tick. Okay, just some mnemonic kind of stuff I'm giving there. Now again, I will just use same for loop. Okay, Let me use same for loop. For m is equal to 1 to length, I just copy this ym, y tick. So yeah, this guy is again, this guy must be ym. And let me give, okay, for example, to segregate this, I will give only one digit of a decimal point. So I have this ym of m, and this is now yt of m. Okay, so I have everything ready. So I have ym, I have yt for m is equal to 1 to length, I have yt, and then I have this. Now I will set this one. I'll copy this, I'll set it. You know, at the time of publication, you have to see all these things, okay? So life is not that simple always. So it's not only subplot and plot. There are much more things to work with. So a y tick, and this is Mr. ym, and this is y tick label. So y label means text, whatever. See, I'm just showing this as a string now. Numbers, whatever you're seeing, they are just strings now. They are just not like real numbers. They are just strings. This is Mr. Y label, y tick label, and yt. Okay. Oh yeah. Now you can run this. Now you can see what you have now. See, I have, see, initially what do I have? I have something 0.1, 0. All these things. I have 0.0, 0.5, 1.0 something I have now. Okay, now you have to understand this one this way. I have my x markings. I want x markings at -1, -0.50, 0.51. So for that I took this, and then I created one empty cell. Okay, in this I have sequence of strings. That means I want to fill sequence of strings here. Now for that, what I did is that, see, I want to fill sequence. How many strings I want now? How many strings I want? I want m is 1 to length of xm. That means I want 6 strings here. Okay, so in this case I have 3 strings now. So therefore, see, xt of m I have, xt of m is equal to, I'm converting all the numbers, whatever numbers you have, I mean whatever numbers you're going to have here, that you're converting to a string. Okay, so the number, this number, for example, the first one is this, you convert to string. Now this -1 becomes a string here. So this -1, I want -1.00. Okay, I want -1 as -1.00. So therefore you give this one. Okay, then end it. Similarly, this will repeat for all the stuff, all the elements, all the real numbers will become strings here, and you are concatenating strings with this float type, and you're displaying that. Now this set h2, my h2 is my updated axis figure. So in this x tick must be this xm. Okay, x tick must be this xm, and x tick label. So whatever xm you have, that label now that becomes an xt. Now xt is equal to what you have? You have string with this 0.2f. So therefore you're getting all these things. You can put a breakpoint. You can go for execution. Now see the command window, you have capital K followed by command prompt. Yeah, this indicates you are in debug mode, you're in breakpoint. Now F5, after putting, see, click on this, you'll get breakpoint, then go for F5, then F10. When you go for F10, I can go to one after the other. Okay, execution. Now I'm seeing, okay, this is, I want to make control C anyways. Okay, see. Now F10 I have, okay, subplot 211. I'm just showing this. I got this. Now I did not come to plot y. Once I go to plot xy, now I can see the figure. I got the figure now. Okay, so I'm going to subplot 212. I'll get one more stuff. I got this. Now I created a handle to this plot. Now h2 is equal to get h1. You see, it's there. Handle to deleted axis. Okay, so axis, and because parent is axis, so I come down. So when I come down, I read that. You can see I plotted that already. I plotted that. Now I read this. I read this axis, this border axis. I read. So when I read that, this is get h1. I read that. Now I define. You see, by now you have this thin border. Now thin border becomes thick border. You see, I read this parent axis. I modified that axis with set. So I set. Now I must get a thickened plot. See, I got a thick border now. Axis got thickened. Okay, now this is okay. Now x label. Okay, see, so far there is no x label. There is no x stuff here. Now you have X label, okay? So X label is this, I got X now. Similarly, you'll get Y label, title, all the stuff. Now this is interesting, XM. Now XM is equal to what do you have? You have a double elements, -1, -0.50, 0.51. XM is equal to that. Now you see XT. XT is equal to, you see, you have everything. By default, you have everything in single quotes. All the elements you have in single quotes, that means they are strings. So that's what you have, sequence of strings in that, okay? So XT is equal to that. So see, as of now, XT is equal to empty because I did not create any strings in this case. I want to replace whatever numbers I have here. I want to replace these numbers with strings. Okay, I will share the recording, don't worry, okay? Just, it's gone. See, please, I'm in some tempo. Okay, let me go with, we are culminating our stuff, our topics now. So XT is what? Empty, because right hand side you have empty, okay? But I can see there here, okay? I can see here, okay? Let's come down. Now, M, what is M now? M is equal to 1. First time, M is equal to 1 to length of XM, okay? And XM is equal to what? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stuff I have here, okay? Length of this 1 to 5. As of now, M is equal to 1. First time I visited for loop, I have M is equal to 1. Now I go down, I see XT now, see. Are you getting this? Here, XM is what now? Here XM is this guy. This XM I'm reading out here. I'm just using this XM here now, okay? This XM is this. As of now, my XM is a string, I mean a series of, or a vector of numbers. Now numbers are just real numbers there. As of now, they are not strings. I want to convert this to string, man. Now, what is M here? M is equal to 1. What is the XM of M? XM of M is equal to XM of 1. XM of 1 is equal to what? The first indexed value is -1. So now I picked up -1. So this -1, whatever -1 I'm seeing here, this, okay, this, I'm sorry, my video turned off, sorry. This, this guy, this XM, whatever XM I have, this I'm converting to a string. Now right hand side I will see, I have 0.2 of here. So this -1 must become a string with -1.00. That's the intention here, you see. I got that. Now XT is equal to a string -1.00 in single quotes. All right. So if I put here something like 3 something, I'll get so -1.000. Okay. Now I come out. Now I keep running in the loop as long as this condition satisfies. Now I'll again go to for loop, you see, because this M is equal to 2, 2 is less than 5, because length of XM equal to 5, 2 less than 5, M equal to 2. I count down. I count down now. Now I see XM. The second element is what? XM of M. M is equal to 2. Okay. M is equal to 2. What is XM of 2? XM of 2 is equal to, see, in this case, -0.5. XM of 2 is index of this vector. Okay. At that index, I have -0.5, -0.5000 in this case. So now I read that real number, I convert that to string so that I will display that as a label. Okay. See, I have a static label, right? So I convert to string and I display it as a label at that position. Okay. So therefore, I'm doing that. I can't do with real numbers. I bound to convert number to strings. Okay. So now I could see XT. See, by this time XT is equal to -1.00 in string, -0.50 also became string. Mattam whether real numbers became strings. I got 2 strings. So again, I keep go. M equal to 3. Now this is 3 is what? 0. I have at index 3. I have 0 element here. So now this becomes what? 0 minus, I mean 0.00 again in single quotes. So keep on do that. You keep on do that. So I computed C M is equal to 5. That's it. This is my last run. I'm equal to 5. So I'm equal to 5. This guy is this. Now who is 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At index 5, I have 1.40 here. I pick up that. I convert that to a string 0.00. Okay, 1.00. Now I see. Last one is 1.00. Can I go any more? No. For I is equal to 1 to length of XM. In XM only I have 5 elements. Now I come out of this for loop. I came to set. Okay, for loop finished. You can say bye-bye to for loop. Now invite set. Now you just went to set and you see now You see H2. When I put H2, I have axis. H2 is my axis with all properties. I have these properties. Matlab is helping me use get to show all properties. Okay. Now XM. See, XM is this -1, -0.5, because directly whatever XM I have, I'm just showing it here. Now, what I want to do, in this case, in place of this stuff, you put labels. So when can I have label? When I read strings, I put in label. That label, I will show it on my axis. Okay. So I go for a strict label. Now see, -1.00 string, -0.50 string. So now these are labels. These are string labels. Now the string labels I will show. That's it. So by this time, I came it here. So all are labels. I have label 1, -0.50 string 2, or label 2, label 3, label 4, so on. That's it. So I think I took your valuable maybe time, whatever. We can go any long. We can discuss for 3 more hours or 4 more hours, but timing constraint. I'm in your college now. I need to go home. So are we clear so far? That's it. So we can go any long, but in some time. Are we clear so far? Do you have any doubts? Please ask me. Any questions, please? I will stop here. I want to hear your questions, please. Any questions? Any questions? Any doubts? Please, yeah. Are you there? Hello, are you there? Are you there or not?
Yes, sir.
Please, do you have any questions, doubts? Please ask us. Yes.
Actually, they don't know all these things, no, sir. They have to work out more, then only they may get, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, madam. So
because it is, they don't know a single basics on the Matlab.
Yes, madam. The thing is, yeah, I thought to cover certain aspects of details, but
yeah, you have covered many topics, sir.
No, madam, but
Really
time
excellent
constraint.
session. Yeah.
Thank you, madam.
I
But
think you may continue another 9 hours also.
Maybe, madam, I can continue for 1 more hour, I think. My throat
Yeah.
is draining out. So anyways, thank you, madam. Thank you.
Very
Excuse
nice.
me, sir.
Yeah, please ask me.
Sir, can you please share the recorded video?
Okay, definitely. If you have any
Don't-
questions.
Yeah, don't concentrate on the videos. Obviously, sir will share. You just listen whatever he told.
Yes, I can get video link. Please ask me doubts if any. If you have any programming doubts, anything you would like to ask, please ask. Any doubts? Any questions? Anything? No? Yes? Let's speak something, man. Indra bhai, you think please speak. Okay, then I think we are out. So thank you very much. Things are over and out. If no questions, we will close. Thank you, madam. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aditya sir.
Sir, please share the link of recording video, sir. We want that. I have to listen again.
I'll send just now. Madam said right. You will get links and all. Just man, don't worry. Your
So
input.
please send immediately, sir. We want to.
Oh, really? Let me.
Yes.
So we will send, and great. You have very anxious about this. That's wonderful. Anybody? Anything else? No. Expecting
No, sir.
from your end. Okay, then fine. Okay, madam. Thank you, sir. Aditya sir, thank
Sir,
you.
don't forget to share, sir, please.
Okay, yeah, I'll share. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. So you're so great, man. Really, you have lots of patience. You have God's accuracy and patience. That's great. Fine. Thank you very much.